Jazz Radio.
All right, everybody, welcome to this Monday edition of the Leadership Blend with your host, Ricardo D. Rice, and my correspondent,
Jazz.
All right, so today is Monday. I'm starting to dread Mondays. They're just so blah, and you have to be here and first thing in the morning, and it's just interesting. But Jazz, you were gone Friday. What were you doing again?
I went to a career fair.
How'd it go?
It went pretty
Did you
good.
get a career?
No, but they're going to pass my resume along. I'm going to follow up with the person today. With the Atlanta Hawks.
Really, to do what?
Digital marketing.
I thought you didn't want to do that anymore.
I don't know what I want to do. I need to figure out what I want to do. But, Sally Mae going to be knocking on my door.
Wait, you ain't graduate yet?
No, but I did my exit plan February at the end of it.
Wait, when do you graduate?
May.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Wait, what was your major?
Communication.
So what was your plan for next?
What's my plan? What do you mean?
What after you graduate? Like, what
I have to go to basic training, but I still have to get a real job because I'm only in reserves.
Oh, that's right. You're going to the military.
Yeah.
What branch?
Army.
Really? So you can be like digging in trenches and climbing walls and.
Well, yeah, in basic training, but when I get out, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start with some weird stuff today. So me and Jazz were looking at a story. Well, I found it because of course she didn't. I found it and I found it was rather interesting because I'm just kind of like, eh. All right, so give the details of the story.
So a gay couple, had a daughter via surrogate, and the surrogate was actually their mother. She carried the child. She was 61, but how they got the eggs is through their sister. According to them, the reason why they let the mother carry the child is because the sister is a hairdresser and she wouldn't be able to afford to carry the child all the way and go through all the medical procedures and stuff like that. But it's just pretty weird considering that a grandmother at the age of 61 was able to go through full terms with no health issues or anything like that.
That still doesn't make any sense to me because so you're saying you wanted the mother because apparently okay, so here's the layout. Her son is gay, and him and I don't know if that's his husband or his lover.
His husband. Him
and his husband decide they want to have a child. So they got the son's sister to donate the eggs to impregnate the mother who is 61 years old. So the mother, even though it's the sister's eggs, the mother carried the baby to term. I'm weirded out by this because your mom is 61, and if your sister could give the eggs, I don't understand why she couldn't just carry the babies. She's like, what, 26?
Yeah, she's 26. Maybe she, she can produce, like we were talking before we got on air, maybe she can produce her eggs, but she can't carry the full term. So maybe that's the thing. I don't know all about the health things, how that works, but that could be a possibility. But it's a miracle, I guess, to have a baby and be able to carry it at 61 because having children over 35 is the new thing now. They're miracle babies. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, but that's a stretch. Like, she was lucky that both of them didn't go under. She's 61. Like, 61.
Well, she got her grandchild, and now she can tell the stories of how I carried you, and you're the miracle child, and you just made the family complete. So let them do them.
I mean, so what is your thoughts? Is that keeping it in the family, so to speak? I mean, I get it because I guess the ideology is it is his child because even though I'm sure it was his sperm, his sister. Wow, this is creepy. His sperm, his sister's egg, his mama's womb. So technically, it's a family baby. Like it's creepy, but wow. So that means basically your mother.
That's your sister too.
Yeah, pretty much that's because this is get creepy. So because that's his mother's, the mother carried it,
which will make it her child, kind of. Your niece and your sister.
Yeah, I think that is right because okay, so it's the sister's eggs, so that makes the baby his niece technically, but then the mom carried it, so that technically makes him the child. I think it's a girl. Makes the child his sister.
Yes.
How does that work? Like,
I
how does that even work?
Route. I wouldn't go that route because
I mean, but again, I guess if you're saying you're trying to keep it, if you want a child that's your own, I guess that is the way to go because again, it's your sister's eggs, your sperm, your mom's womb. That's the whole family. Yeah, literally, that's the whole family. So the child's definitely gonna look like them and walk and talk like them. So one of my friends on Facebook said it's the niece, daughter, grandbaby.
Niece, daughter,
because it's the niece, daughter, grandbaby. That's kind of interesting. Like I said, I saw this story and was like, I cannot.
Well, she's a healthy baby, so.
Did we see the baby's name?
Uma Louise.
Uma, like U-M-A?
Yeah, she was born at.
Well, I know where they got Uma from, because that comes from Uma Thurman, the actress.
She was 5 pounds and something ounces.
Which I guess that is amazing in the fact that the mom was able to carry the baby at 61. Like, that's an amazing feat because after you're, after 35?
Yeah, say? 35. Like, they call it a something type baby, something type pregnancy. I forget the word for it, but supposedly you're at higher risk.
Yeah, that's kind of.
And she was double that age, basically.
35,
literally.
Yeah. Okay. So. Just want to start off with some interesting things, but I'm gonna let you follow up. You get to kick off the day.
I get to.
So I'm gonna let you follow off with your little.
I mean, we don't have to do it. I
want. You're so passionate. Okay, so she's really passionate. I'm letting Jazz start today. So she's really passionate about her next story. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk about your next story.
Well, New York is planning to ban the use of single-use plastic bags. So if you already know, or if you don't know. Hawaii and California already have this law. So essentially this means where we go to the grocery store and you use your plastic bags, New York is saying, no, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to implement paper bags and like the reusable bags that came out a couple years ago that you don't see too many people using, but they wanted to start doing that because for eco-friendly purposes, because they say people don't reuse their plastic bags, but I beg to differ. In my household, we reuse our plastic bags. We put them in the trash for the trash can. But
facts. That's in my house. That's my apartment too. Like in my bathroom, I have a little small trash can. I sure take my plastic bags and make it a trash liner. So yes.
So the money that's going to be used is supposed to go towards supplying the paper bags and I don't know what the other material will be called for the new bags to be used instead of the plastic bags, and to go towards the people who can't afford to pay for those bags. So they're helping those low income families out. But another thing is, the big corporations such as Target, Walmart, and Kroger, they can afford to do these things. But now people in New York, like the mom and pop businesses, are not a fan of it because they can't necessarily afford to pay for all of these bags. So that's some backlash that they're receiving from it. But it's just an interesting thing because Trump is always talking about climate change is not real and stuff like that, when we all know that it's a thing. You see the plastic bags in the ocean and tangling up the sea animals and things like that.
Oh, so my God, we're really doing that.
So it can bring
that is not what that sounds. No, that is not what that sounds from. No,
that can help.
That's not what we're doing. You're talking about the plastic rings that used to come around the canned sodas.
Plastic bags can go in the ocean too.
Plastic bags are not killing. No, plastic bags are not killing sea life like the plastic rings that used to go around the can.
Have you not seen the trash in the middle of the ocean? Plastic bags mean that stuff too. The point is, it's a good thing for nature. Save Mother Earth.
Oh, please spare me. I mean, so you're telling me that plastic bags are not biodegradable?
I don't know.
It's your story. So you don't know. It's your story.
I'm not for this. I use my plastic bags. I was just reporting what they were doing in New York.
Okay, well, most grocery stores have gotten to a place where you can buy the bag. It's like not a plastic bag. It's like a
I don't know the material, but it's cloth, and inside it's like, yeah, it's usually cloth material, or they'll have like a bag and it has like, if you have cold stuff, it'll be like the silver lining.
Yeah, it's like it's the insulated bags,
Yeah.
and then the regular bags. So yeah, you can typically buy those, and when you go grocery shopping, just reuse those. Which I know grocery stores, the more, I don't want to say upscale, the more well, I guess I will say upscale. The more upscale grocery stores like Publix and stuff are really big on pushing you to buy those bags that you can just reuse every time you go grocery shopping.
The nerve of them, and they already expensive.
I don't have a vested interest in this because I don't go grocery shopping like that. So my interest in this is not very high because I go to the grocery store only when I have to. So yeah, I only go when I have to. So hey, I would say if you go grocery shopping and you have a family, then you probably would behoove you to go ahead and buy those cloth bags that you can just keep reusing. And you don't even have to worry about it because you can put apple juice, you can put orange juice in them, you can put ocean spray in them, and they don't fall out. With plastic bags and paper bags, but I mean, you're a baby though. Do you remember we used to use paper bags?
I seen them at some stores.
Oh my God, you said you seen them. Okay.
But
in the old days, you actually used paper bags, and those things were god awful, especially if they got wet, because everything was coming out the bottom. And especially if it rained and you got caught in the rain, all your food was going to be on the road because those those paper bags couldn't hold anything. Once they got wet, that was a wrap.
Well, now I'm thinking this is really important because now people, like you said, people don't go to the grocery store anymore. Walmart will have your groceries ready for you.
That is true. And apparently get them delivered too.
Exactly, get it delivered. So now it's just like, what is this bill going to do now that I'm thinking about it? I didn't think about that before because I just used that app the other day.
What app?
It's an app. If I need my stuff, I tell them what I want. They'll get it together and I can go pick it up. I don't even got to walk through the store. You ain't never been in Walmart and the big orange sign?
Yes, that big. I thought it was like a time machine. I thought you got in and next thing you know, you were in 1962.
No. But yeah, I used that app the other day.
We are oh my God. We find every way to be lazy. So let me get this straight. So now I don't have to go grocery shopping. I don't have to go pick up food. I don't have to drive myself.
Saving gas.
Oh my God.
Because see, the closest Walmart to me is quite some distance. Not quite some distance. It's just a little further than I prefer. That's why we normally go to Kroger. But for Walmart, we got to go all the way to Memorial Drive. So,
how long of a drive is it?
I stay off of Wesley Chapel, and that's on I-20.
You live all the way out there. Good God. How long does it take you to get here?
20 minutes, 25.
There's no way.
It is way.
You must get on like 285.
Yeah. I don't take the lights. No, put my car on cruise control and get on I-20 and then 285. Save gas.
Oh my God, I commend you. This is the dedication, folks, to the leadership blend by the interns that they are willing to drive. Like she said, 20 minutes. I think it's probably like 30 to 40.
With traffic, yes. Like when I'm leaving to go back to that side of town, yeah. But when the time I come in the morning, there's nobody on the road.
I suppose so. All right, so while we're on New York, apparently starting, I think it was Friday's Monday. So starting Friday, if you live in Rockland County, New York, and you're under the age of 18 and you're not vaccinated, you're banned from public places.
What type of...
I do not know how they plan on proving this. I don't know if they're going to start looking for you to wear a patch. This is an extremely unusual step. And it's the first kind in the nation. And apparently it's an effort by county officials to deal with the measles outbreak that started back in October. So apparently there's been 153 cases that have been confirmed by the county just north of New York City. Of course, measles is a highly contagious virus that is prevented with the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. But county health officials said they met resistance from people who might need to be vaccinated. So apparently, if you're not vaccinated, you can't go into public places. I have no idea how they plan on proving that. I have no idea what's that going to lead to. No, we're not doing no chips.
That's what it's going to eventually get to, chips.
We're not, look.
I'm just telling you, that's what it's going to eventually get to.
That's absolutely ludicrous. Again, I get it. My issue is, again, how you going to prove it? Like, am I supposed to wear the Band-Aid that says measles, that has an M on it? Are we doing, now see, just as I hate needles, so when I press my arm, now I feel like my arm hurt just from making the implication that I may have a needle. But how are you going to prove this? Like, are we going to do like the Scarlet A that we put on your chest.
Not Scarlet
The
A.
Scarlet A we put on your chest that kind of says, I'm a douchebag. I didn't get the vaccine. Like, I don't understand. I get why they need to do it, but...
Why are we banning? That's a stretch to me.
I mean,
maybe it's not a stretch, considering that October, all these rates have just went up, so now they're trying to take precautions.
I mean, I guess I have to look at measles to figure out if measles is that serious.
I've never thought, I don't even talk about measles, like, I don't know, so it's like in the back of my mind, so like you, I have to look it up.
Well, I never thought about measles. Now I've had the chicken pox, which is god-awful, but that was
I don't even know if I had a chicken, I don't know. Like, these are the questions when they ask you on the form at the doctor's office. I'm always clueless and have to call and ask somebody, so.
Trust me, if you had chicken pox, you know.
Well,
or you would know.
I don't think I had them then. Unless I had them, I must have been really young.
I don't even know if chicken pox is still a thing. Now I'm curious if that's a thing, because chicken pox is bad. Like, it was gross. I'm envisioning myself going through that whole process again. And then, I'm from the country, so they come up with these dumb remedies. Like,
tomato juice or something?
No, I don't think so. It's like you have to go in the backyard and let a chicken peck you.
What? Oh, that's that's my grandma would say.
I have to go in the backyard and let a chicken peck me to get rid of chicken pox.
That was them just making fun of you, I feel like it.
I mean, if that's the case, then am I going to turn into a chicken because I have chicken pox? I don't really get it.
No, I think that's one of the things that your parents told you that wasn't true, like how they told you that if you had the light on in the car, you would get pulled over by the police officer.
Who said that?
You ain't never heard that?
No, I've never heard that.
Oh my gosh.
Where did that come up with?
My grandma and people tell me all the time, turn off the light. That's against the law. The light in your car. You've really never heard of that?
No.
I found out years later it was never a law. It's just one of those things your parents tell you.
No, your parents tell you because they have too much free time. I've never heard that.
No, I am not the only one. People tell you that. I have seen it on Black Twitter. Therefore,
that makes it law because you saw it on Black Twitter?
Because I'm not the only person who experienced it.
Okay, so let me say this, because over the weekend I looked at a lot of things that I normally would not look at. So apparently Black Twitter is a thing.
It's lit.
But it just seems to be full of memes and people just
saying crazy things,
going ham about. But it's no different than, apparently Atlanta has a ride share community group that is for Lyft and Uber drivers in Atlanta. So my sister decided to tell me to join it because sometimes I drive for Lyft. So my sister's like, you should join the group because they exchange great information. Well, I don't know what group she's in. But this whole weekend, all I've been doing is laughing at folks because they just be going in on folks. And the stuff that, okay, this is a warning to everybody. You might want to be, please be mindful of the things that you do in Ubers and Lyfts, because I can assure you this group that has like 21,000 people in it, all they do is take pictures of you guys and go in. Like the stories that I heard in this group were amazing. There's one that I cannot forget. So apparently there was a guy, and I guess there's certain little tricks and stuff that people do when it comes to Lyft and Uber to get out of paying, which I didn't think that was a thing because they charge your card. So I didn't think that was a thing. But apparently, I guess one guy got in the Uber, he took the ride, and I guess when he got where he was going, he said that the guy didn't pick him up. So they took $30 from the driver. So the driver decides to, quote unquote, pull up on him at work. I don't know how he got this information. So he literally starts a live, and the guy works at Subway. He gets out the car and was like, I'm about to pull up on him. And for those that don't know, pull up means confront him. So he's like, I'm getting ready to confront this guy, pull up on him at his job. So he starts a live feed in the group, goes into Subway, and was like, he asked this young lady, he was like, well, hey, does I don't know the guy's name. I think it was Quentin or Q or something. She was like, no, we don't have nobody by that name. He was like, well, maybe his name is like Terrence or something. She was like, oh, yeah, we have a Terrence that work here. He was like, well, is he here? And she was like, well, no, he's not here, but he comes in at 4. First of all, she should got fired for giving out a schedule. But that's neither here nor there. So it's like, he comes in at 4. So the guy's like, okay, well, I'll just come back. So the girl was like, well, what do you need? And he was like, well, I was his Uber driver the other night, and dude stiffed me $30, so I came to collect it. And she just put this look on her face like, you really came up here to get $30 from my coworker? It was not a big deal to him. He was like, I'm coming back at 4 o'clock. All this on a live in the group.
Twitter is where it's at. That's where the best stories come from. And when they make their way to Instagram, Instagram's always late. Like I'm telling you, go to Black Twitter. Great things.
Again, all I saw on Black Twitter was memes.
The memes that you see on Facebook and Instagram come from Black Twitter. I'm telling you.
So this is all we do?
Yes.
Is make memes in hopes that they spread to other social media
no,
platforms?
I'm just telling you. That's how it goes down. And when people are on Instagram and Facebook, keying and all, that was on Twitter, Black Twitter, a week ago. Y'all a little late. We moved on to something else.
How vested are you in Black Twitter? Like,
No.
do you read it religiously?
I go on Twitter every day. That's my favorite app. Like
Twitter?
Yes, for that stuff. People say some funny things on there. I use Instagram to go through the comment section, not the post. Because people say funny things in the comment section also.
Why do you like Twitter again? Outside of Black Twitter, why do you like Twitter?
I don't know.
I'm just curious because you're like Generation Z-ish. So I'm curious.
I don't use Twitter outside of like Black Twitter or anything. I may tweet something every now and then or just retweet and stuff. Yeah, I don't use Twitter like to say, this is what I'm doing. Like how you're supposed to. No. It's usually memes and old videos that were from like 2011 that people just bring up. Remember when such and such did this? Like, yeah.
I'm concerned. How many followers do you have?
I think I have like 600.
See, that's amazing to me because I post on Twitter all the time and I have like 150. I don't understand. You don't even use yours. Like, I don't get it. How does that work?
You have to follow the people that you know, and then they retweet other stuff.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. All right, so this is going to be a quick IG lesson for all my entrepreneurs out there who are trying to build your business. You're supposed to use the 4 outlets. You're supposed to use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So Facebook, and I'm going to just do this really quickly. So Facebook is typically used for conversions. So for me, I typically use Facebook because those are where people who actually are interested in buying your products or buying into your services will typically be converted quicker. Instagram, whatever. Instagram is for impressions. I don't put a lot of stock in Instagram. It's just for impressions. The ideology that people will see what you do, especially if you're in apparel, merchandising, music, makeup, all that kind of stuff. Then you want to use Instagram for impressions. The ideology that people are actually seeing what you're doing. I don't think it necessarily leads to conversions, but it's good for impressions. LinkedIn, of course, is your business outlet where it's like business Facebook, where you can actually meet professionals, reach out to them. And I always tell people with LinkedIn, it's easier to get in contact with people who are in business that you would never see on the streets. That's how I usually get my higher profile guests for the show. I usually reach out to them on LinkedIn. You want to make sure that you have what is called an all-star profile on LinkedIn, which kind of says you have all your bases covered. And then there's Twitter, which I don't get. So, Jazz, I don't get Twitter. So
Twitter, I don't think you would use for business purposes, really.
No, you can. Because I've tagged some companies, and they've actually responded. So it is a quick way to cut.
No, Wendy's, they be clapping back on Twitter all the time.
Wendy's be wilding out. I don't.
So whoever runs that social media account, yeah.
Twitter Wendy's be wilding out, and so does T-Mobile's CEO. He be doing all kinds of stuff. He does all kinds of stuff.
T-Mobile, what he be saying?
I mean, nothing bad. It's just he's like the Twitter king. Like, he stays on Twitter. He converses with Twitter followers and so on and so forth.
Well, people like that, so that's a good thing, I guess. But how did I build my followers? I think I just followed like the people I knew at school, and then like the people that they would know, I would follow them, or like if there was a retweet or something like that, go through it, comment on their stuff, follow them. You know, you build off people you already know, and then it keeps expanding. So that's how I guess I did it, but I don't really know. I have 600 followers, but I don't follow all those people back either.
Wait, what? Oh my God! And it gets more and more complicated. So you have 600 followers, but
I probably only follow like 200 of those people.
Okay, so then clearly this is different than Instagram, because what I discovered with Instagram is there are certain hashtags on Instagram like for follow for follow, blah blah blah. They'll follow you, and then once they get you to follow them, they unfollow you.
Yes, to build your followers up. I learned that in my last internship. They were like, follow like 100 people, and then stay with them for like a week, and then unfollow them.
How does that not become a cycle? Because if I discover you unfollow me, I'm going to unfollow you.
I don't know. I mean, some of them do unfollow, but I'm pretty sure not all 100 of those people are going to unfollow you, because some people are not, I guess, invested into their Instagram that much. Like, they don't care about their ratio, and then you have people who care about their ratio. I'm one of those people.
Clearly, it says the girl that doesn't have Facebook. Do you have Instagram?
I do.
Do you use
Jazz, not Jasmine. No.
Oh, my God. What? You know what? That's your next assignment. I want to see some social media. Just like I had to do Shaheed. I want to see some social media. I want to see some lives when you're in the studio. I want to do all this. I want to see all this stuff. You're a communications major. How do you not have social media?
I have social media.
That's
and I
active.
like my posts. That's active.
It is not active.
It is active.
So how many posts on your Instagram?
People don't even post a lot like that. Like,
yes,
that's a thing, too.
No, that's
thing.
That's the thing for your generation.
No, people have, like, only 20 posts now, you know. If you have, like, more than that, your pictures have to be really nice. But I know people who have a lot of pictures, and then they'll go back and delete it and have one. So that's the thing, yeah, probably in my generation. I don't get it why, but I have 22 posts, and they're nice pictures.
You have 22 posts?
Yes.
Oh, my God. I don't get it. I'm at a loss.
I'm going to post when I graduate.
You do realize that in an attempt to land a good job, you should have already been posting and have a whole
LinkedIn.
presence.
I have a LinkedIn, and I use
Is it active?
It sure is. I use my LinkedIn a lot. Instagram, that's personal. LinkedIn for business-wise, I use it a lot. I just updated it, too, again. I added your internship on there.
I wasn't gonna blast you on the air, but I was gonna get you when we go out the air to see if it's actually on there. You know what? So that was a lesson. And when I talk about generations, that's a prime example. That conversation we just had is a prime example of the different generations and the different viewpoints as it pertains to almost anything, but in particular social media. So Generation Z sitting over here, because you're only, what, 22, 23?
I'm 21. I'm a millennial.
Well, no, they did Generation Z because your father back.
Oh, well.
So they classified y'all Generation Z. So Generation Z sitting over here does not use Facebook. She barely posts anything, but she understands the ideology of how to get followers, especially on Twitter. Amazing to me. Absolutely amazing to me. Meanwhile, Generation X and Y over here are still trying to figure out how to master Twitter because I understand how to do everything else. So when I talk about generations, this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Their language is different. Their ideologies are different.
I have 200
and just the way they do things. Now she showed me her LinkedIn. You have what?
I have almost 300 followers on LinkedIn. I've been connected with people in the industry that I want to work with. I'll listen to you.
I'm going to do a thorough inspection while we're on break. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back, lead correspondent Simone will be joining us, and we'll get into our current events. So stick around, The Leadership Blend, with your host, Ricardo D. Rice.
I just have to get a professional picture.
And as the sun goes down and the stars come out to play, I bet tomorrow I'll be sleeping all day. And this fire I feel, why is it burning so slowly? I can't stop thinking of you, like the £5 you owe me. 'Cause you're on my mind, 'cause you're on my mind. You're all I can find, 'cause you're on my mind. Please tell me that you feel the same, that we're on the same train. If you're a little bit late and miss it, that would be a great shame. I miss your sweet, sweet kisses and loving when they were mine. When are you down? I'll make sure I'm in town. 'Cause you're on my mind, you're on my mind. You're all I can find, 'cause you're on my mind. 'Cause you're on my mind. 'Cause you're on my mind. the colors, they shine through. Nighttime, and I'm thinking of you. Each dawn of every day, you're on my mind.
All right, buddy, welcome back to this Monday edition of the Leadership Blend with your host, Ricardo D. Rice, and my correspondent,
Jazz.
Simone Cherie.
All right, so Simone is back in the studio, so I'll let you go ahead and think. I mean, right now, Jazz is on a high, so I'm gonna let her keep her high because she was really engaged and so on and so forth. She said she feels like you, so I'm gonna let her keep her moment. So
that's good. I don't feel 21, so you can't feel too much like me.
I don't
Lord.
All right,
just wait.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of 25 is real. I just have to say that at the last minute.
Facts.
Woke up at 25, my neck cracked. I'm not kidding. Like the same week, I think I pulled something from sneezing the exact same week.
That says more about your how brittle your bones are.
I'm
versus...
just saying, it's something, man. I'm on
okay,
black
well, I'm
seed oil.
almost 40, and I can't say I had any of those problems when I was 25.
Listen, ointment. Do you use ointment?
No, for
You
what?
use oils?
What am I, 80?
No.
Well, you put
But,
ointment
like-
behind your ears and stuff. I heard it helps with a lot of things. So.
How old are y'all?
Well, do you work out?
Not as much as I did.
These are some of the
Well,
weird
maybe
things that I look up. Remember, you said my stuff was weird, so
Oh, I forgot you creepy. Oh,
I'm
did
just
you?
saying.
Okay, well, wait. We have to rehash the first story because you wasn't here.
Okay.
All right, so our first story was about a family baby. That's what we can call it, the family baby. So a mother's gay son and his husband decided they wanted a child. Mm-hmm. So they got the sister to donate her eggs to the mother, and the mother carried the baby.
Okay.
So what is the baby?
The baby is their brother,
it was a girl.
It was a girl.
their sister,
And
their child, their
And?
sister child.
and niece.
and
Niece?
and
Niece, yeah.
and
Felony. Sounds like
it's not
sounds like
incest. It's not
incest.
they slept with the mom.
It sounds like incest.
Okay, so here's the breakdown. So because the sister donated the eggs, that makes it her niece. But then the mama carried the baby, which makes it her granddaughter and her daughter. So it's the daughter, the niece, daughter, granddaughter,
What
baby.
facility permitted this?
I have no idea. I mean, it's
in
not
Nebra-
incest.
They're in
No, it has to
Nebraska.
be.
That's that Midwest stuff.
Oh.
I mean, it's not illegal and it's not incest.
What
I mean, it's
what
just
color were the people?
not us. Clearly not us.
Just curious.
I mean,
It doesn't sound like something a medical facility should do.
you wouldn't get past an African American family to pull that off, let alone a
I'm
facility.
sure. I'm sure.
But
I
I mean,
don't know
losing
if
my
like
license.
yeah, I'm like you. They let them do that. I don't know if it's true, but I've always heard when you like do stuff like that with people, your child turns out to be mental or have mental issues or stuff. I don't know if that's
that's
true or
if you
not.
have incest, like sexual
Okay.
intercourse. They didn't do that. I'm sure they inseminated the mom.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Yo,
what
why
I've
are we
always
going left
heard.
field?
For that,
It's not left field.
You're
for
going
that
left
purpose,
field.
I don't think it would matter. I think it would be genetic deformity, but
Yeah.
that doesn't always happen. That was just
Oh, okay.
a lot of
I
that
don't know.
was just-
I don't know if that's a rumor that people just always say
a lot of
or
that
what.
just discourages people from doing it because people should be discouraged from doing it.
Oh,
but
okay.
really, there's no consequence. Like look at the kings and queens of England and stuff. They used to always to keep the royalness in the family. It was always sisters and brothers. So there's no truth to it. It's just nasty.
Okay.
It's just nasty.
Thanks
I
for
mean,
clarifying
is it
that.
or is it
It's
an
nasty.
interesting thought process that the baby is actually a family baby?
You know, egg banks really aren't that expensive. It's so simple. In fact, I think they're cheaper than sperm banks because there's so many eggs out there. It's just not necessary. I'm sure they could have found anybody else.
I mean, okay,
Anybody.
of course you would find that angle. My angle was, why didn't the sister just carry the baby?
She
The
couldn't
mom was
afford
Maybe she
61.
didn't want to do that.
You gave me so y'all gonna
Maybe
let
she
y'all
didn't want to be
61.
split from front to back just to carry a baby.
So y'all gonna let y'all 61-year-old mother carry the
Remember,
baby?
she was 26, so that means she's like a part of my generation when we like forget these kids, me, myself, and I. So
Yeah, but you still gave up your eggs, so you still have a
which was enough
tide.
for her probably.
Because when mom dies, which would probably be first, then that still leaves
This is
sister
just
and
nasty. Who is the husband? Why did he allow
I mean
the brother to do the better to do this.
I mean,
they just wanted their child. And
a case could be made that, they wanted a family baby. That's legitimately a family. It's like piecing together a baby.
Or is this arrogance?
What?
Like, all the kids you can adopt, but you're going to go this far to make sure that everyone has the same DNA? That's a lot of arrogance. That sounds like somebody who just believes their genes are just the only genes that should be right.
Maybe their genes are really great and they're all smart and stuff. We don't know.
Y'all are such weirdos. Y'all, this is the place that y'all would go to.
Everything's political and racial
this
to me.
Creepy,
This sounds
like,
racist.
ancestral place. Of course, Simone is going to take us to. You're just going to lead us down a dark path and just kind of leave us there. Again,
Congratulations, y'all.
Thought it was, an interesting.
I'm not gonna say congratulations yet. I need to see the outcome of this family baby.
I know they have a picture of the baby.
No, I mean like 18 years down the
Oh
line.
my God. I think the baby will be fine.
Does this become a
The
decent
baby is
citizen
healthy.
or
Oh,
not?
God. Okay, take it away, princess.
All right, so for 2020, yesterday was a really big day for 2020 because it was the deadline, essentially the end of the first quarter. So first quarter earnings statistically are very telling about who the ultimate candidate might be. In 2007, former then Senator Barack Obama, who was running for president, was already a candidate kind of on the rise, but the end of the first quarter kind of basically put a big lot of money behind him and made him very clearly the front runner. So on the other end, not having a good first quarter could mean that it's the end of your campaign. This is a lot of times between March and June that people will begin to drop out. So I think we'll kind of see the field clearing right now, but there's a lot at stake because there's so many candidates and they're announcing all the time. And I think Kristen Gillibrand out of New York was the last one to announce. It was a little over a week ago. So she may have been the last one that we actually covered. But there's a couple of different metrics going on right now.
When do we close this and nobody can run?
Well, technically they can run until... So the Democratic conventions are the summer before the election. So 2020. If it's June, July next year, there will be one clear Democratic candidate. So it's really a race in between now and then. But the next 3 months, a lot of the people will drop. A lot of people will drop, though. So the debate stage, the first Democratic debate is June.
Ooh.
To reach that debate stage, which, I mean, that is like, if you're not on that debate stage, you don't have
a
lot of people. Okay.
you have to have at least 1% in 3 major polls. So if you don't have at least 1% of the vote, you're not going to get on that stage. And if you don't have at least 65,000 donors from at least 20 states, you cannot get on that stage.
Oh, wow.
So that will narrow the field, I think, quite a bit. Morning Consult had a poll this morning to show kind of where people were, and there's a very small, victory poll here. Biden's number 1 at 35% among Democratic voters.
Yeah, but has he officially announced?
He's number 1. So the question is, who would you support? And they only surveyed Democratic voters, over 30,000 of them. They do this every Tuesday, so they update it every Tuesday. Biden's at 35% as people who Democrats would support. So he hasn't officially announced, but he's still number 1. Sanders is 25%.
Yay, the
pretty big gap,
Burnster.
though.
Yeah, the Burnster.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You was not here for him the other day,
Look.
if I recall.
That is not.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
tell,
now
do
you
tell.
channeling Simone. First of all,
This is important.
that is not what I said. I just said when Double R was asking about some things about reparations as it pertains to what Bernie Sanders said, I was just like, well, look, I'm not 100% into all his politics. I just said,
He
out
said
of
it real
all
low.
the individuals that were in the pool, Sanders, Colonel Sanders, would be my choice out of everybody else.
All
Like,
I'm saying is you
So you
had
don't
that
want your
same
reparations?
energy.
I don't even understand. Look, that's a whole nother conversation.
all right.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Kamala Harris is number 3 at 8%.
Really?
Well, she's tied with Beto O'Rourke. He has 8% too.
Well, that's my next question was going to be. So he made it in time for them to poll him too?
Who?
Yeah.
Beto
they
from,
take these polls every
Texas.
Tuesday. Every
Beto,
Tuesday.
Beto.
So they're tied at,
didn't
and then
have-
4th, really close 4th, is Warren. Elizabeth Warren with 7%. Booker's at 4%. And Kristen Gillibrand has less than 1. I mean, it is looking slim for a lot of them, but the top 4 are Beto O'Rourke and Kamala Harris, Sanders, and Biden. Now, Kamala Harris, they say, has a majority of the African-American vote,
Y'all did all that trash talk.
and she
Female
has a
or male?
majority of the... Well, they didn't gender it.
Okay.
But white women, she is leading with white women.
Really?
Yeah, so it must be white men behind Biden and Sanders for the most part. Can't tell. But they were surveyed about their feelings. So, again, this is 30,000 Democratic voters, and they repeat this every Tuesday on Morning Consult, so it's a good place to go and check. They say the percentage of people, 76% of Democratic voters do not care how old the person is.
I don't really think that makes a
right.
difference.
75% say they don't care. Of black Democratic voters said that race was not important. And 83% of the female voters said that gender was not important. 76% also said that they just need the person to beat the Republican. So it sounds like as long as they beat the Republican, they don't really care how old they are, what race they are, what color they are.
So we're at the lesser of two evils now.
Is what it seems like.
We're at the lesser of two evils.
And your top two are white men. Older
2016
white
again.
men.
That was the whole slogan.
What?
Lesser of two evils.
Mm-hmm.
That was
So will there be two old white men on this Democratic ticket? Is that what it's going to look like after all the diversity of the 2018
We went through
elections?
So now everybody, like you said, is going, because you were comparing it to like being at the checkout line. So now everybody's going back, putting back what they picked up because they really want it.
That's what it looks
everybody's
like.
doing.
That's exactly what it looks like.
No, but the candidates have to be blamed because a lot of them announced their candidacy and then dropped back into obscurity. Like, it's no longer about your state. Now you have to learn how to operate in different states. Because Kamala Harris was just here like a week ago.
Yeah, she went to Morehouse, right?
Yeah, she was just here like a week ago. Like, it's about momentum. Actually, Corey's actually kicking up. Because, well, now that story dropped about Rosario.
I still don't know
Now
who
that
she
story
is.
dropped with Rosario and how he's dating her. And now people have an active interest in him. So now he's a smart guy. He's picking up his momentum. I saw him doing some show the other day. And, of course, that was the major question they asked him. But, hey, get it how you get it. So if that's your claim to fame is the fact that you're dating Rosario Dawson, go for it. I mean, hey, she's a pretty girl. She's smart. She's been in acting for a minute.
make an incredible first lady.
Yeah, I know. It was a cheap line. But people fell for it. I heard all the women go, oh. Look, get it how you get it. And if that's the way you can surf your way back onto the high tide, go for it. Because the rest of them, like I said, they've announced and dropped into obscurity. So it is what it is.
That's kind of a come up for him. I'm like looking at Rosario Dawson right now. Like it's because he's running.
I mean,
It's got to be.
look.
Well, he
I'm
ain't that
sorry.
bad looking.
Nah,
Like,
but
you
in
just said that's a
comparison,
comment
like-
for him. Like, goodness gracious.
I mean, never mind me. I'm gay, but I just don't.
He's not that
So,
ugly.
a lot of these
that man
people-
is not ugly for you to say that's a come up.
I'm just saying.
I mean, Corey is a little bright. So, I mean,
He light skinned, but that's it.
And
he's a little
bald. And,
bright.
you know.
The man's not ugly for her to say a come up.
I'm
Come
not
up is
saying
what
he's
you use.
Well, now,
ugly.
Rosario's beautiful.
She's
So,
just
I don't know who
perfect.
she-
She's
let me
like
go see her.
5'20". She's
Rosario's,
like,
she's a pretty
she's
girl.
legs.
And you do know who Rosario Dawson is.
No, I don't.
Okay, have you seen Men in Black 2?
No.
Alexander.
How have you not seen Men in Black
I'm
2?
not a movie
7
person.
pounds.
What do your generation do? Y'all drive me up a wall. What do y'all do?
I read books. I like to read. I'm not like
Oh,
everybody
please. What
else.
was the last book you read?
Almost Perfect.
By who?
I don't know the name
Well,
of the author.
music-
How you read books if you don't know the author name?
Oh my gosh, that was the last book I read. I don't remember.
How
the
long ago
author.
was that?
It was not too long ago, maybe like a month and a half ago.
And you can't remember the name of the author.
Sin
No, I
City.
can't. Actually, no, I read another book after that.
You
It was
making-
about a
you just making up
Haitian
stuff.
girl. No,
You just
she
making
was
up
from
stuff.
Haiti, and then she moved to Detroit, and immigration came and got her mother. She didn't make it through the whole process, they said, so she had to stay with her aunts and sisters
What was the name
and
of the book?
adjust to the African.
What's the name of the book?
I don't know.
How do you read books and
I
can't
just
remember
read
the
that.
authors and the titles?
I'm gonna bring it to you.
That's like,
You just bring me that.
that's like listening to a bunch of music and never catching on the artist, and then you can never
Okay,
find it.
the book was
What
still
about
good.
Men in Black 2?
I've never
Because
seen
Rosario
Sin
Dawson
City?
was in
Never
Men in
seen
Black
that.
2.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what else was she in?
Rent.
No, I,
Oh,
even I
The
haven't watched
Mother's
it.
Alexander,
another book that I
Eagle
started
Eye,
reading, but it's a little
Josie and the
slow
Pussycat. He
start.
got game. Luke Cage, Daredevil. Anyway, 7
Luke
pounds.
Cage.
7
I
pounds is
never
awesome.
seen Luke Cage.
Oh my God, I'm about to really fire you. You have never seen anything.
I'm not a movie person.
Did you type her name
I've
in?
just
Yes,
never heard
and I
of
see
that.
her, and
Not
you
a
guys
movie
are talking
person.
about, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous and beautiful, and
What
then you
picture?
said the come up and all that.
Yeah.
They are made for each other. They're
Really
both
briefly,
beige
can you just
people.
explain?
You didn't realize you're beige too.
Yes,
Normally
but she
beige-
just said like, oh my gosh, that's a come up.
It is. Man.
Okay, you need to get a touch screen because I can't. It's not doing anything when I touch it.
Don't
You
be
need to
putting
get
your
a touch screen.
fingerprints on my screen.
Can you just explain really quickly what it means not to be a movie person? Like, what do you mean? It's like not
I
being a
don't
music
care
person.
about movies like that. Like when they come out, I'm not on the. I don't need to go see it like that.
Not when they come out. Like most of my
But-
favorite films are old, but
Men
to
in Black
not
is like 7 years
movies.
old.
I've never seen Men in Black. You know, people.
Thank you, Joseph. What is the last movie
What
you
movies
saw?
do you like?
What is the last movie that I
You don't remember nothing. You can't remember the books you read. You can't remember the movies you see.
Because I
Do you
count
live
on
in
my
the bubble?
hands how many times I've been to the movie theaters in a year.
Okay, what movies have you seen though? Like you can see movies everywhere. You can see them on your phone. You can see them on
Netflix,
TV.
Hulu.
What
You're not
Men
gonna make me
Want-
believe that
I
you just
saw that
read
mess.
books in your
What?
free
I didn't
time.
say that. I listen to a lot of music though. But What Men Want, that was trash.
What movie did you like
What
that you
movie-
can remember in your life?
What movie did I like? Don't Breathe. About the blind man and they came to rob him.
Okay.
That was a good movie.
Was
Okay,
it?
see?
Is that on Netflix?
I liked it.
No.
It was on something I saw it. I passed it. I was like,
See,
that would sound interesting.
That's funny. I really thought you were gonna have like some really deep indie choice because most people who say they're not movie people they like movies, but they just don't like anything that comes out in theaters, which I very rarely like anything comes in theaters. But you named like a big box office horror film.
That was
So it's not a question of depth. You're not looking for that. You just don't watch a lot of movies.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Wording. I just don't watch a lot of movies.
That's so weird.
So what do you do?
I listen to music.
I'm just, what do you do?
You listen to music a lot.
I listen to music, and I play the games on my phone.
Oh, games. Oh, that would explain.
I like
that.
simulation games. I'm a big fan of Sims.
Oh.
God,
Okay.
so weird.
Cool. We can carry on.
Wait.
I get it.
Sims is
so
not
weird.
weird. It's a whole community.
It's-
and
They're not
making,
in the problem.
It's weird.
they're making a bank off of the Sims too.
When they're making a bank off of you, people like you don't
No.
watch TV and play Sims all day.
That is weird.
You probably
She's
got
in
a whole neighborhood that you built with 5 kids to every household. Weirdo.
It's not weird.
It is,
They're
but you know
living the
what?
life that I want to live.
But that's exactly what I was gonna say. The
You're
more life
21.
it-
You haven't even shaped your life yet. Are you kidding me right now?
The more life
Like, I
experience
have
you
an
Oh
app
my
on my
God.
phone. It's called BitLife, and I do the things that I would never do.
You're 21. What will you never do? Like, oh my God, I
Try
can't.
cocaine. Like, you can do that on the game.
What?
You may try it. You may try it.
No.
I don't want to have this conversation anymore. Carry on.
I'm so off track from what we're actually talking about.
It's because a weirdo over here is talking about trying cocaine on the Sims app.
It's not the
Jesus.
Sims. It's called
So let me
BitLife.
did you build a crack house in your Sims neighborhood?
No, but I always have a storyline. Like, I'm waiting for, like, an expansion to come out, the university pack, so my kids can go to college. I haven't played it since, because I'm like, the story's dead now. I need some more oomph.
You need
I
to
have
get
like this-
off that.
I
You
have
want
like
some
this-
real kids to put in college.
This sinking feeling.
No. Me, myself, and I.
Right.
And your Sims, because that's a whole neighborhood. I don't.
And your sim.
Oh, and I play with my dog, too.
What kind of dog?
She's a rescue dog. She's a mutt, so I don't know
Oh.
what she is.
Please. Can we,
What's wrong with
I don't do
you?
much. Can we change the
What we
subject?
not gonna do is talk about Bella.
Lord.
Who?
Bella, that's her
Oh
name.
my God!
least you
But
have a
let me
name.
guess, you didn't get that from Twilight.
No,
Oh my God! you're so
she was
weird.
already named Bella. Bella is a very nice dog.
How long you had this
That's a
dog?
decent name.
Since last June. I love Bella.
Clearly more than you
She
love
was
anything
so
else.
sad when I had to leave. I was like, I know. Had to put her up.
Can I just, very briefly, since we're on this ridiculous topic, can I just tell you what somebody asked me to do as a favor? My wife and I, actually, speaking of mutts and silly types of dogs, we have some friends at the gym who were going on a vacation, had been planning it for a year, and we're like, can you please watch our dogs? They wanted us to watch a dog who was pregnant. We went ahead and agreed. Come to find out that the dog was due like any minute. Then they said, you know what? It's not a big deal. We'll coach you through it. We'll help you understand.
Well, y'all had to
everything
do it?
Listen,
How do dogs?
this dog, as they're literally
I mean,
en route to give us the dog, goes into like emergency labor, ends up in the ICU for 3+ days, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh heck! Like the speech she gave me about how simple it would be. So anyway, the mother's on her last leg. This little dog. Now they're like, okay, well, it's Tuesday. She's out of the hospital, so we can drop her off now. I'm like, hold on a minute. This dog was in a coma a few days ago, and you want to drop her off with me and 4 newborn puppies. I said, hold on. I agreed to watch a dog.
Okay.
Not a litter in a family of dogs, one of whom was just dying 2 days ago, and the other 4 could die. Our puppies are very fragile. I said, listen, y'all need to cancel your vacation. They were not going to cancel their vacation.
So did y'all keep the dog?
We did not. I was like, we fought about it. I prayed about it. I was like, listen, if they had some family emergency, I think I would try to find a way to make this work. But newborn puppies, I do know something about puppies. I do know that they can like get constipated and die. Like they're fragile little beings. So I'm
They're
just
so
like,
cute, though.
listen, I can't
should've
have that
hit
blood on
me
my
up.
hands.
I love dogs.
Wait,
It was irresponsible behavior is what me and my wife came to. And my wife was just floored that they even put that on. She's like, I would never put that on somebody. Like, I would just have to cancel the trip.
wait. The better question is, was this part of your attempt to make,
Make
friends? to make friends?
Man, that's low.
I'm just asking. Was
That's
this?
low.
Was this?
If
Because we
had a
talked
buzzer-
about this
if we
when
had a
you
laugh
said.
track, Joseph
we-
would maybe.
I'm asking a legitimate question because I warned you about how far is too far when you're trying to make friends.
It's a shame because I really was asking myself, am I being used for this for the sake of trying to find friends? But I was like, no way they would just leave the little puppies with me. Like I know what I'm supposed to do with them. So yeah, I did consider it because I was like, you know what? To make friends, you have to be a friend. That's what my pastor says. And so I was like, maybe I'll just help them out with this situation.
I warned you about that. I was like, don't go
man.
bend over backwards trying to make friends. Just
Lord.
let it happen naturally.
Right.
Now you about to watch a half-dead dog with 4
Look,
babies.
And so they're like, okay, well, listen, you can't do that for us. Can you just watch like some other? So now we have a dog at our house.
Is that the one I saw in the pictures? I was like, I
Yeah,
was at your house and I didn't see a dog.
Some fruit. Oh, no. I do have a French bulldog, but he's a purebred.
I didn't see
Okay,
a dog
I
when I
used
was
to
at your
have a
house.
purebred,
I
and the
know.
way you just said that, you was like mud when
I'm
I
sorry,
brought
I'm
up
sorry,
Bella.
I'm sorry.
Like, I used to have a purebred poodle.
I'm sorry. Okay.
She died of old age.
Oh,
Shout out to Razzle.
Oh my God.
no, but it's fine. But man, I'm just saying.
Where do you get these dog names from? Razzle?
Razzle is what they named her. I was little.
So you
I didn't
always
name
pick up.
Razzle.
So it was like they named her.
Yes, my
Oh, your
people.
parents. Okay, you
Yeah.
said they. I thought you meant like a shelter.
I did too.
No. But
That's cool.
Got her like I was in 1st grade and she died when I was in 8th grade. Yeah.
Dog had a long life.
She sure did. She died
Yeah,
in her
bulldogs
sleep.
don't.
Oh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ricardo. Okay, but are you a dog person?
Huh?
Because now we're talking about dogs. So are you a dog person?
Yes and no. I feel like I'm across on the animal cruelty. I'm sorry, Daddy. All right, so I'm from the country, and where I'm from, we don't do house dogs.
Okay,
You
yeah,
have
yeah,
a dog house outside, which is usually something you built, and they stayed out there, and you feed them.
I get that.
As
I get that.
as a kid, I hated feeding because my parents' house is like on 4 or 5 acres of land, so it's like big yards all around it. So we would
Hated
put the
going out there
dog
with that food.
and exactly. So we are kids, and I'm the only male, so I always got tasked with taking care of the dog, and most of them I would forget, and we would. God, this
The
sounds
dog
terrible.
died of starvation.
no, explain.
No, this
Oh,
sounds
my-
terrible.
what happened?
We would feed the dog slop. We didn't believe in dog food, so
Oh.
they got the food at the house,
I hear
and Daddy would know if I didn't feed the dog because the slop would still be in the house.
Gotcha.
So I'm getting woken up at 11, 12 o'clock at night to go feed the
Well, yeah,
dog.
that's because you didn't do your chores.
Pretty much. And it's dark outside, and like I said, we have a huge yard, and it's just surrounded by like trees and stuff. So imagine being a kid having to go feed the dog in the shadows at 11 and 12 o'clock at night because you didn't do it. So I have a love-hate relationship with dogs. Then I ended up moving with I call her my big sister Tracy and Mommy, and they had a dog named Jazz. Jazz was a house dog. Oh, Jazz. Jazz was a house dog. And Jazz had been in the house before I got there. So me and Jazz had it out all the time. And I'll never forget, I went to take Mommy to the doctor. And Jazz used to go with Tracy and Mommy. I'm like, you're not getting in my car, bro. So that's
Right,
not happening.
right,
We're not doing
right,
that.
right.
So he looked at me, and I'll never forget when I was closing the door, he looked at me like, okay, so he's going to leave me here, huh? We come back to the house, he had crapped all over the carpet. And I know he did that
yeah.
because he was mad at
spite,
me.
yeah.
Bella did
So,
that like
They
the
can
other
do
day.
that.
I'm not, me and dogs, we don't see eye to eye.
That's a problem.
But I hate cats too.
She didn't
so.
use the bathroom in the house, but she tore up something outside, like one
See,
of
we're
the
not doing
cushions.
That's still a problem.
Yeah, we're not
Because,
doing that.
see, I heard her barking, but Bella knows how to open like the back door with her snout. Like the screen door is kind of broke, and like she knows how to open it. You go out it, you can come back in. You've done it plenty of times. And like one day she just had me constantly getting up back for. I was like, I'm not doing it, Bella. Stay out there. So she barked and barked and barked, and I ignored her. And so when I finally let her in, the cushion to the outdoor love seat was all ripped up. So now I gotta buy a new cushion.
She had to get a job.
Yep.
Or get put down.
My
We're not-
wife's
we're
the
not
same
playing that
way.
game.
She's from
Wait
the
a
country.
put
She's not used
down.
to indoor dogs.
That is too much.
If you can tear it up, I can tear you down. We're not about to
That's
play
what
that
I'm
game.
not gonna do.
Ugh, that's ridiculous.
So she had to stay in the cage the rest of the day.
She did what?
Sounds
She
about
stayed in the
right.
cage.
Sounds about right.
Grief. Anyway, moving along. So I have a love-hate relationship with dogs. I love pups. It's kind of like my relationship with kids. I love babies.
Ew.
I'm not really into kids. So now that my kids are 5, it's not as much fun. And I tell their mom now, it's not as much fun as it was because they're 5. And now they want to assert their independence and they can talk and walk and kick and push and punch. And now I have to have conversations with them that I'm not, especially Kalia. Kalia understands everything. So talking to her is a 5-paragraph conversation. Caleb is going to look at me when I'm done. He's going to walk off and be like, okay, whatever you just said, I'm good. Khalil's going to be like, why this? But you didn't tell me that earlier. It's kind of like y'all, the way y'all do me. Y'all remember everything I say, and then when I say something new, then y'all go, but you didn't say it last week. Yeah. 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 Here we are.
That's funny. That's
But I don't care. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to get more into current events on the Leadership Blend with your host, Ricardo D. Rice. I hate
But you,
money's spent. Why can't we be friends? 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 Sometimes I don't speak right. All right. But yet I know what I'm talking about.
And welcome back to this Monday edition of the Leadership Blend with your host Ricardo Rice and my correspondents.
Jazz.
All right, so today's been like random show day, which is cool because we're allowed to have some of those. So in other news, you said that Issa Rae got engaged.
Miss Insecure was engaged. Her two co-stars actually confirmed it over the weekend that she's engaged to her longtime boyfriend, who is a Senegalese businessman.
What does that
So
mean?
congratulations. He means he's from Senegal. Oh, what does businessman mean? I don't know because she's very private. His name is Louis, I think Diame.
Are you looking at a
Diame.
picture?
No, but I did earlier. He's good looking. But she's never actually even mentioned him publicly on purpose, I think.
Isn't she African too?
Yeah, she's Senegalese too.
Okay.
Okay, well, then I'll give her a pass. I was about to say, 'cause I feel like everybody's getting African princes off a date a Nigerian male
There's nothing
website.
wrong with that. But she doesn't talk about it. She's very tight-lipped about it.
Oh.
Well, that's because it goes against her image because her show is called Insecure, and the show.
So she can't look happy.
Yeah, she can't be happy. It's not a part of her brand. So I mean, hey, I will say that I have every intention of going to see Little because it looks amazing, and that's one of the few black movies I plan on going to see because it looks amazing.
We were just talking about movies. I am gonna go see that one.
Okay, y'all let me know.
Wait.
I'm a little worried.
Oh, so now you want to go to the movies?
That is one of the
Let
movies I was
her.
like,
Don't
let me go
discourage her.
look.
She
Just
needs
saying.
to see
Because
So-
I like I'm calling her Diane because that's what she plays on Blackish, but I like her.
I do too, and I thought it was cute.
Marseille, that's her name.
I thought it was cute. I like the concept. When I saw the concept, I was like, this is actually kind of cute. But actually, I'll take that back. So I'm sitting on pins and needles waiting on my favorite movie to come out, Avengers Endgame. So I'm waiting for that to come out. It can't come out fast enough. But in the meantime,
It comes out around my birthday,
apparently there's a remake. When's your birthday?
April 28th. I think
I think
that's
it's on
when it
25th.
comes. Okay.
But apparently before that, Hellboy has been remade. So I got to go see that.
Man.
Look, I'm about that life.
I mean, I know it's not your fault. They're remaking them over and over and over again.
I know, which actually, I didn't even know they were doing that. When it just kind of popped up like a couple of months ago. I started seeing ads. I was like, wait, they're redoing Hellboy? Seriously? Okay. It looks a lot more sinister. It doesn't look as everything they remake, I feel like gets darker. Because the old Hellboy, I own both of them, was really funny and campy. This one looks very serious and like dark. I'm just like, So that's the new norm now. We're making everything dark. But I digress. So hey.
I'm still on the Us train. I've been dreaming about Lupita Nyong'o. Like, I had literally just last
Really?
night, I had a dream that she was like a princess and she had a prince, and then there was some sort of whale. It was big and epic. He
whale.
cheated on her. She's literally been in. I can't get Us out of my brain at all.
I still haven't seen that, but
You're not missing. It's again.
you're
It's
like the fifth person that said they're like, you're better off waiting until it comes out on DVD or
I should've
pull it
watched
up on the Fire Stick.
Yeah, I was about to say. Which actually, I said I was going to watch it again on Fire Stick because I feel like I missed so much after I saw that YouTube tutorial that I was like, okay,
See?
you really need to watch it again. Cause
Somebody I was talking to, they was like, don't let these fake woke people lead you into doing that. Because some scenes were really not like that. It was like, literally, this is it and that's it. But
they
some
don't.
people,
How do they know? Are they Jordan Peele?
I'm
Okay
just
then.
saying,
That
somebody was
movie.
like, I mean, I get what they were saying.
that
said
movie-
what?
Some parts, yes, but you really do have these fake woke people. Oh, he got the cup of coffee and blah blah. And when he just literally got a cup of coffee.
No, listen. I do read a lot of cinema, like blogs, and I watch IMDb and I look through reviews, and there is a lot of symbolism behind what Jordan Peele did. Every little detail, like the curtain color is strategically. There's no accidents in film. There's no accidents with $60 million.
Well, I'm gonna watch it on the Fire Stick.
Like it
You
started.
there's
from
lots.
It started from the time the movie opened because the tutorial that I watched.
Oh yeah.
Or the commentary that I watched went from the beginning of the movie
Mm-hmm.
all the way to the end, and everything she's pointed out, I saw. I didn't think
Yeah.
anything about it, but you're not going to
Exactly.
because it's the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, and you
So-
shouldn't either. Like, you're supposed to, what you catch, but you're not supposed to like pause it and make sure you understand all the symbolism. Like, that's not what it's for.
But apparently that's what we have to do when I watch on Fire Stick. So
But it's a lot.
I
It's a
mean,
lot.
I do shouts out to Bumblebee because I finally got
Oh,
my
yeah,
Fire
that's still
Stick to
in there.
work and I watched it again. And just that beginning scene, I fall in love with that movie every time. Just from the beginning scene. For those that did not see Bumblebee,
That's
you
the
need to go
Transformers?
see it. Yes, it was the prequel, so it was supposed to be the one that starts it. They go back and do that. It was amazing. Like they actually showed the fall of
I'm
Cybertron.
glad you said
It was
that.
amazing. Like
'Cause I was like, I don't want to see this.
I thought so too, and then I ended up going by happenstance, and I just was like, they should have put this out first. This should have been the first movie.
I
Like
like
they
Transformers.
showed the fall of Cybertron. It was amazing. Like that first scene, It was amazing. Like I watched it again last night. Shouts out to Bumblebee. If you did not see Bumblebee, you need to go see Bumblebee if you're a true Transformers fan because they show the fall of Cybertron. It's amazing.
I'm gonna watch that on Fire Stick too.
I have a question for you, Jazz. Since I mean, it's not about films. It's really not about films, but it's just questions that I've had like aching in the back of my mind that I'm really curious about with my coworkers. So there's a survey, a statistic going out that Gen Z are not as sexually active. That a lot of this younger generation is not having sex and not that they're not having relationships, which was the statistic. It's that they're not having sex like that. Apparently, 32% of Gen Z surveyed say that they are celibate or at least very open to celibacy. And it's not necessarily like a religious thing. It's just like lack of activity.
Okay, well, I can see open to it, but people not having sex.
You feel like it's just rampant?
I don't see that one.
I wonder what this...
Somebody on my timeline every day is pregnant. So
okay.
I just...
Fair. And it could be, cool.
I just want to say that I didn't know that she was going to ask you that. Different culture. I didn't know she was going to ask you that.
I was just curious about it because they talk about... Well, because we know depression is increasing. So I'm like, okay, maybe depression is going up and maybe sex is going down. I was just trying to figure out what the correlation could possibly be.
They too depressed to have sex. That's what we're going with.
I mean, listen. These are Gen Z. These is 2000s babies.
I'm not a 2000 baby. See,
a lot of
I'm
stuff's
not
getting
Gen
messed
Z.
up for.
You are Gen Z.
I am
up for everybody.
1997. I have always been included with millenniums.
Well, I think they separate y'all to their own class of Generation Z. I'm just telling you.
I'm just telling you. When people always bring up an argument, they throw me in that with the millenniums.
That's your age of a baby. So I mean, does it really matter where we put you at?
I'm just saying. You keep calling me Generation Z. I've never been referred to that.
I think you are Generation Z, but it's whatever. Okay, shouts out to Burger King. Burger King has unveiled its first veggie Whopper.
Don't nobody want that.
Well, apparently it's made by Impossible Burger, which is already sold in more than 5,000 restaurants. And apparently the burger, which is a vegetarian burger, tastes like meat and looks like meat. And apparently they made it where it actually secretes red juices that actually look like a bleeding beef
Okay, but
patty.
it doesn't need to do that.
For me to eat, it would. I'm just saying.
Red?
It would have to bleed. It'd have to bleed for me to eat it.
Oh, we cook with these all the time.
Yeah, there it is.
What's the should I go to Burger King or just continue to eat it at home? Well, look, babe, this is great
no,
food.
we don't have it yet. They right now is only in St. Louis. I think it's St. Louis is where it is now.
This is great.
But honestly, I'm actually proud of Burger King because the reality is Burger King is not that innovative. They just aren't. They just are what they are. I personally love Burger King, but they're not innovative by any stretch. Like McDonald's keeps it. They stay with the. They stay with the tide. With the turn.
Hot Cheetos or something. That wasn't Burger King.
That was Taco Bell, darling.
Oh.
That was Taco Bell. Get your fast food places together, please.
Well,
I eat enough of them, I would know. But yeah, shouts out to Burger King because they're not that innovative. They never have been. They just are Burger King, and it is what it is. It seems to work for them. Actually, I feel like Burger King's presence is actually increasing because at one time I thought it was decreasing. But now I'm starting to notice a lot more Burger Kings, which makes me happy because
I really did think they were dying.
Yeah,
right?
I thought they were dying out, but I guess they are not because I'm starting to see them a lot more. But it also goes to demographics because depending on where you are, you're more inclined to see them. I live in Cobb. I don't see them very often. But if I go outside of Cobb, I see them everywhere. So, Cobb is interesting. Like the stuff that I'm noticing now that I have to travel more outside of Cobb is very interesting at what we do and do not have and what's allowed in Cobb snob territory. It's quite interesting.
What's an example?
It's very interesting. Like I said, Burger King is one. I know of two. Sonics, we used to have a Sonics. They're gone.
Okay, what's the matter with Sonics now?
I don't know. I actually like Sonics. I don't know what the deal is.
Like, why they don't have...
I don't know because it used to be across the street from Walmart, and then they tore it down some years ago, and now it's a big old enterprise. But apparently they are partial to Cookout because they just put a cookout around the corner. They just put a cookout around the corner from
People love
Andretti's.
Cookout.
And
Yeah.
it's so
Swear by
disgusting.
Cookout.
Well, now I had a grilled chicken from there and some chicken nuggets. I was quite impressed.
It leaves a bad aftertaste in your
That's
mouth.
because it's grilled food. Don't they actually like grill it?
No. My daddy grill all the time.
What are you talking about?
Well, we didn't say the
when
family
they do-
reunion grill. I'm just saying
Right.
it's like grilled food.
It's
No, I'm talking about the family
disgusting.
reunion grill.
You know Drake doesn't allow fast food in his house.
Shout out to my man.
Really? Oh God, I don't know how we got there, but okay. I don't know how we got there, but really?
Yep, Papa John's has vegan options. They just expanded their menu. I saw that.
Well, pizza's always easy
They
to
got
do.
vegan
It's just
cheesy wedges.
That's easy to do.
Vegan
like,
cheese?
yeah, we do it at Andretti's. You can get vegan
Really?
cheese. Yeah, you can get vegan cheese, gluten-free crap. We get all that stuff.
Vegan cheese was not that common a couple of years ago. It was actually really hard to find a decent vegan cheese.
We have
In fact, I hadn't.
veggie
Never found a
nuggets
decent one.
that look like chicken nuggets. They're gross, but you know,
What are they made of? You don't know?
like veggie crap. Probably grass and more grass.
I'm
I
sure
don't
maybe pea protein.
more. Oh God, here you go. It's grass and more grass. It looks like
Bye.
a chicken nugget, but it's not.
Bye.
I
How
actually-
disrespectful.
I was actually in the McDonald's line and I saw them give out a Happy Meal box, and I actually wanted one. It brought back memories.
Didn't it?
You
Yes,
know
it
their
brought back
fries are
memories.
so small now for the kids. Like, you used to get like the thing
People
like
keep
this big-
complaining.
Okay.
like this big now, and you get like 5 fries.
Mm-hmm.
No lie.
My kids won't even eat. That's the only thing they will actually eat. Like when I pick them up from school, the only thing they will eat is French fries. You want some nuggets? No. You want a
I
burger?
never
No.
liked their nuggets.
So you
but-
just want fries? Yes. I have to buy them 2 large fries, and they go at it, and they're done. They're
See,
gone in
that's
like
funny,
10 minutes.
Because for the longest, I wouldn't eat their fries. I would not eat their fries. I don't know why.
Because you're
I
weird.
think they're probably the world's best fries.
I have to agree. Well,
Well, it's a hit or
McDonald's.
miss. It's either they got enough salt on them and they're fresh, or
Yeah, cold
Yeah.
McDonald's fries. Oh God, they're terrible. I almost chewed some out the other day about fries. Actually, oh no, I like tater tots from Sonic's.
ugh, tater tots. You're too
If
potato-y.
you turn your face up one more time. Anything else that I say?
Yeah. I think I'd just rather have a potato.
See, I don't
Ugh.
like potatoes. I think that's what it is. I just eat French fries.
Well,
but
that
like
would have been a good
potatoes.
place to start. When you talk about you don't like some of the best French fries ever made, and you don't like potatoes. Well,
Okay,
I mean,
well,
of
yeah,
course
that
I
means
don't
you're not gonna
like
like
fries ever
anything.
made.
I eat
Weirdo.
the fries now, but I'm just saying, when I was younger, like I didn't like to eat the fries. I don't know why.
Because you're weird.
Right.
This is the same person that can read books and watch TV shows and listen to music and don't remember nobody that
You put
sings
me
them,
on
writes
the
them, or
spot.
plays them.
You put me on the spot. That's what
Look,
it
you
was.
can ask me the last song I listened to. I can rattle off all 6 of them and tell you who sang them.
The last song.
I asked you
just
for 2 books
listened
that you read, and you can't remember the title or the author.
You know, I
But
have
you
baby
read
ass
them.
Your
life.
favorite books, the ones you read or most recently.
Let's make it simple.
That's great.
What's your favorite book?
I don't have a favorite book.
But you read all the time.
That doesn't mean you have
What
to
do you
have
mean
a favorite.
all the time?
Not all the time, but I do like to read more than what my generation
Like an
probably
hour
would
per
do.
day?
Well, your generation won't read any book, so the mere fact you read one puts you ahead of the game. We're not giving out honorable. We're not giving out honorable
I'm
mentions
not
over
saying
here.
I won an award. I'm just saying I do. I like to read. Like,
What's your
I do.
GPA? Because
My
now I'm
GPA,
concerned.
3.8.
Really?
Ooh.
Yes.
Go into your portal. I want to see it.
Okay.
I don't think we should do that.
I'm-
Here's the reasons why. We were always talking about the diminishing quality of today's education.
That's your
So
opinion. You want to have this.
You don't believe that our education is diminishing? I thought we were in agreement on that.
Well, we don't-
the quality.
Speaking of
It
that,
was not about the quality.
It is now mandatory that Georgia high schools have computer science classes in them.
I'm concerned that just became.
Middle school has to. They have to like give them like an option, like to look into it.
What else do they do in middle school?
Middle school, I took technology,
Why
so I
can't
was
they
like,
squeeze
was
in
that not
computer science?
computer science? I don't know.
I guess it's not a thing.
Well, no.
It's not a thing. No, what I was saying is we agree on the fact that students are not getting their bang for their buck when it comes to avenues that are created to put them in their field so that they can not only pay back student loans but actually enjoy the careers they went to school to do. I didn't say anything about the quality of education because
You
that
don't
depends
think
on
that
your
people
school.
are graduating dumb as doornails? You don't think so? You ever noticed that?
Well, I would fall into that category, which I'm not willing to do.
Why would you fall into that category?
Because my undergrad was political science that I hate, so I didn't really retain anything outside of diplomacy because I had Dr. What's her name? Dr. Belize? Because she had been a diplomat, so her class was fun because she'd be telling us stories about working at the embassies and all the things that were going on. Her class was fun, but ask me anything else about political science, philosophy or anything, you can get a blank
I'm
stare.
talking about basic, like, people who understand the difference between there and there. I'm talking about just
That's not college,
competence
dear.
and literacy.
That's not
But
college.
I'm saying there are people who are graduating who have no idea.
3.8.
Wait, move your finger. Because you're trying to put stunts on me and try to show me the semester GPA, not the cumulative GPA.
It's a 3.8. I started off college with a 3.4. Because my freshman year, I didn't do bad, but that was like the worst I've ever done. I struggled a lot. I had a lot of B's.
Okay, fine. Jazz showed me her little GPA. She has a little 3.8. So, kudos, Jazz.
My folks didn't play that mess.
I
Them
still don't
B's in the
believe-
household and all that. No, I'm very serious about my GPA.
You're a military child, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Fine. Oh, did she tell you that she's going to the military and she's going to the National Guard?
No.
I'm Army Reserves.
Since when did
Isn't
you
it all
make
the
that?
same
When did
thing?
you make that decision?
Where
So
have
this
you
isn't
been?
new. No, I heard you and I talking about this, but is this breaking news?
This is not breaking news. He
Oh.
knew this because when I told him, I want to see how that's gonna work out. That's exactly how he said it.
That does sound like me, but that does sound like me. But I don't recall it. But then again, I don't recall Kyle telling me he was going to be.
Well, maybe you just
Well,
don't
no, but
listen
Kyle
to
never
him.
did say that. I would have known. Kyle never did say that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all not about to make me out like I have amnesia. I acknowledge that my memory is not that good. That's why I tell everybody. My family knows this. Like, my memory is not that good.
What about you?
It's pretty good. Well, no, not today, considering I couldn't remember my books. But like, I remember people's
Oh, no,
birthdays
but-
for some reason.
That's the
Like,
one thing I can't remember.
I remember people's birthdays. Like, I still remember my ex-boyfriend's birthday. I don't know why, but I remember your birthday.
You still love
But not
him.
book
You still
titles.
in love with him.
But not book titles.
Or authors. Not just
But,
the title, or
film
authors.
title.
Like, if I need to go somewhere, like we're riding somewhere, we go somewhere for the first time. It takes like one time, and I remember like the directions.
Nah, I can't do that. I get it
can
from my
do
grandma.
that.
My grandma was like that. We tried to drop her off in the woods one time. She made it home before we
I'm
did.
sure you can't. You please.
It doesn't
She made it
take
home
me
before we
long
did.
to learn how to get somewhere, like far as directions. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, but outside of that, I don't remember. Like the daddy-daughter dance that I went to, I thought it was the weekend after that. Luckily, my sister knows me, so she
I
was
think
like,
you have a hard time with dates, with scheduling, because you're so busy. That does not necessarily mean you don't have good memory. I think it just means you got a lot going on.
Okay, well, I'll take that because right now it makes, it
yeah,
makes
like-
me feel bad because I can't remember anything.
I'm kind of like you. How last week we were talking about songs that you can remember when it came out, because that moment in your life. That's what I do with songs. Like, I remember when Lil Wayne came out with the Carter 3. I was in the 5th grade. That was a million. All those. Like, I can always play songs and like what I was doing. I don't know why.
I
what
can't even
music's
listen to R.
for.
Kelly. I can't sleep because the inside do I go literally back to prom that day. Like it takes me right there. It's like I can smell it. I can see it.
What was wrong with prom? Was it traumatic?
No, it's just it was a long time ago, and it's
Oh.
just like I don't want to live in those moments because high school wasn't that great for me. So I don't want to live in those moments. But
Why?
I
It couldn't have been worse than Carrie's prom.
actually I was hoping I had Carrie's power so I could burn the whole school down. But that's a whole other story.
Lord.
I don't know. High school just wasn't good for me because I didn't. There were expectations that were not fair to me placed on me, because my mom had gone to the same school. My mom was a straight A student, so I hate to tell the story, but I'm going to fine since we're here. So my senior year, we had this teacher named. Her name was Miss Steele, but it became Miss French. So Miss French had taught my mom. And this is my senior year, and I ended up in Miss French's class, which we all hated. I was trying to avoid her,
Okay.
and I ended up in her class, and we could not get along for the life of me. And every time I did something, she said, I'm going to call your mama, and your mom didn't like when I had her. Well, my mom is a goody two-shoes. I'm not like my mom. So we're not the same person. So my mom and Miss French conspired. Yes, Mom, I'm saying it. My
Conspired.
mom and Miss French conspired because I needed 2 points to graduate, and she would not give me the 2 points because my mom told her not to. Because she was like, you didn't earn it, so you're not
Good
getting
job,
them.
Mom.
And no, because I had to pay $180 out of my
Well,
own
you
pocket
should've got
and
your
go to
stuff
summer
together.
school.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Whatever.
But what happened during summer school?
Summer school's even worse.
You sound like Double R now. Remember he was talking about them fights?
well, I
what
didn't fight.
happened?
Well,
I
What
was gonna say, were you?
happened?
Was
I
it-
didn't
was it
fight
about
with her. We
fighting?
just couldn't get along. Most people get in trouble. Most boys get in trouble for like fighting and stuff. I got in trouble for talks too much. Like
you were
that
one
was
of
the
those.
thing that
Disrupting the class.
Well, that's BS.
exactly. I was opinionated, and most of
Right.
the time the teachers.
Right.
And look at me now, like, and then my dad he was like, well, you used to always get in trouble for talks too much. I see why now.
Yeah.
Call it what you like. I
Right.
mean, at the end of the day,
It was the same thing with me. And it made me an independent thinker, which is why I dropped out. I didn't drop out of biology. I protested biology, and they switched me to something else because I was not going to learn about evolution. In my 7th grade mind, this was inappropriate. And if you're not going to teach about creationism and the Bible, you're not going to teach me about evolution. It just wasn't fair.
Okay,
And
I
it worked again in
I didn't
high
go that
school.
far.
I don't.
I didn't go that far, but so high school was rough, and like I said, I had to go to summer school for 2 points. It was something. So I didn't actually get to march with my classmates, but I did go to all the other senior stuff.
It's the way you make it sound. It's really the way you make it.
Because it still makes me sad. Like, I didn't get to march with my
You want us to
classmates.
put you on a
Lord.
graduation?
Shut up. No, it's fine. I just didn't march. It was all good. I did go to grad night and all that good stuff. So,
There you go.
but it's weird because like when I look at my pictures from high school, like when we were at grad night, we took pictures. You never see me with one group of people. They all were grouped. I always went between groups. So I'll have picture with this
That's
group,
fine.
picture with this group, because I never really had a tribe growing up. So it was, and then there are things that happen to me that I don't believe happen to anybody else. It's just weird.
So you're just gonna
random
leave
things.
it.
Just weird random things that never happen. Case in point, my godson I end up adopting my godson in high school. So he's now my brother because my parents adopted him. That crap doesn't happen to anybody else. Like the two kids that are mine, I end up
least you had a
having
permanent
were
friend.
God kids I end up taking care of. This kind of stuff only happens to me. I've seen fights where two girls were fighting and one of the girls literally got stuffed under a car. She got beat under a car. That still haunts me at night.
I saw a
Like
girl get beat with some
Well,
Timberlands
some
on.
fights can be very traumatic.
it's just there's so many. When I
It was
write my
at lunch.
memoirs, people are going to be like, I did not know that idiot went through all that stuff. Yes, my life has been very traumatic.
Look, everybody had a traumatic
at
high
you
school
now, though.
experience.
I'm
Standing
here
proud
and
and tall.
it's weird. But anyway, all right, so we were talking about the 2020 election.
Yeah.
And there was an article that was written that talks about gerrymandering.
Oh.
And in North Carolina, the Supreme Court takes on gerrymandering. A cottage industry wants to prove it's gone too far. So in North Carolina, there's a group that was actually looking at how far out and how far gone this gerrymandering thing has become. Because it's become so to the point where they were saying that politicians are picking who they want to be in their districts because they know they'll win according to that versus the other way around. You know, the ideology is that wherever you fall is where you vote, and nobody has any control over that, so it's a fair fight. Well, with gerrymandering, which means you get to rezone and redistrict stuff and kind of use it to your advantage, has gotten out of hand.
Yep.
So that's what they want to look at. So they are created a program that shows the layout of what it looks like now versus like what it was. So they're getting ready to go into the ring about this. So
Yeah. This is about as old as America itself. This is one of the oldest political institutions is gerrymandering because districts have to be picked somehow. So it's like even before there were districts, there were states, and that was basically what was going on during the Constitution is that the states were trying to figure out how much power they could get as the United States came together, and they had to kind of draw lines and say, well, this is where Mississippi should come. This is where this is all the idea of like who has the most votes and how can we count ourselves as having the most votes. But it gets very specific, like down to like the street. Like the half of the street may be one party and the other half will be a different party or a different candidate. So it is basically hand picking who your voters are going to be.
which the ideology is that it's just absolutely crazy to me. But then there's this big debacle now that people are actually trying to say about the electoral college versus the popular vote. And one of those states just voted to
California?
I don't think it was California. I had it. I don't know where I put it. I don't know if it was California, but I thought I had it, but I don't. I have to look it up one break. But one of those states just decided to do that, to look at both of them. And I have to find it.
And
But yeah.
Democrats and Republicans have been accused of this, though, which is fair to say. Like
What,
Democrats
gerrymandering?
out of Maryland, that's the Supreme Court case that they're looking at right now. In Maryland's 6th district, Democrats supposedly drew lines that were kind of along partisan lines. Republicans were accused of it in North Carolina. So there's like 7 cases right now that the Supreme Court is having to review because this happens all the time everywhere. I'm really surprised Georgia's not here because this is a constant issue at the Georgia state legislature. But I mean, to make it to the Supreme Court, it's a really big deal. It looks like these are just the biggest cases that are getting up there. So what they would have to do is establish a standard, a federal standard for how these lines can be drawn.
I mean, how would
And
you even do that
that's-
to make it fair to
I mean,
both
they'd have to
parties?
change. It's about the process. It's like it would have to be that like a sitting politician couldn't do. Basically, the politicians we have are the ones who make these rules, which is really the crux of the problem. Like if they were made by someone else, if they were made by a judge or by anybody else, then an actual politician who wants to run for office, obviously they're going to draw lines in a way that helps them.
Wait, how often are they able to change the line?
It depends on the state. It could be every year.
Seriously?
It could be every single year that they could change it. So, and it's all based on the states. So that's what I'm saying. On the federal level, they'd have to do something because states run their own elections. States can have elections multiple times, no times. States run their own voting process. In Texas, the state legislature meets for 3 months every other year and shoves a whole state's worth of business into 3 months every other year.
Every other year?
Every other year. In Georgia, they meet every year for about 4 months-ish. It depends. This year, they're ending early. It's going to be about 3 months. But I'm just saying, every state has their own laws about voting. And about how you can draw these lines and how often you can draw the lines. And so the federal government would have to change that or we're going to run into this problem again.
Well, that's creepy. So that means when it's time for me to be reelected, I just make sure that I gerrymander and make sure that I have the people I know, my tribe is in my voting district.
Well, how they present it, and this is at the state party level, how they present it, I've been a part of these conventions before, is, the interests of this group have been surveyed. They're very much interested in like water conservation or whatever. They're very much interested in the environment, and their votes aren't, being reflected, and they're 90% Democratic, and, so we need to really redraw these lines around, they present it in terms of an issue or in terms of a population of people that are not being represented and saying, okay, we need another district, or we need to expand this district, or we need to decrease this district. In Fulton, this happened at the Georgia Republican Party because there was a district that included Buckhead, which is very Republican, but it used to include all of Fulton. And imagine the city of Atlanta and South Atlanta, Southwest Atlanta, that was all Democratic. So that district was getting, the Republicans in that district were getting pretty upset that they had to basically split votes and never get their way. So they, opted to draw lines. And then when Brookhaven became its own city, it became Democratic. And so they voted to do it again, to carve Brookhaven out. So it's and it works because the other side wants it too. The other side also can't win with you in their way. So the Democrats and Republicans end up in agreement that okay, listen, we need to draw a line right here. And that's why it happens so often. So you could be in a different district literally every other year, which is why you have to check so often.
Oh, good grief.
I don't remember the first district I was in. I've been in Georgia for 8 years off and on, but I've been in at least 4 different districts.
What?
Because they redraw the lines all the time.
But it's a duality to it because, like you said, both sides wants it to make sure the other side, somebody can win.
It doesn't hurt it doesn't hurt a Democrat for a Republican to say, I want my Republican voters. So.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I used to stay off of Ashford Dunwoody Road, and that was when I was in 8th grade. That was considered Atlanta. That's Brookhaven now.
Yeah, and Brookhaven's more Democratic. So it used to be that all of Fulton would vote together, and now they don't. Now there's districts split up that break up different parts of Fulton. In particular, Buckhead from every other part of Fulton.
Oh, God. Good old Buckhead.
Yeah, Buckhead's Republican. That's the business district. So we see it all the time.
All right, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at other interesting and uninteresting stuff on today's edition of Leadership Plan with your host, Ricardo D. Rice.
And then it's gone. He walks along the platform as if in a dream. Every fibre in me wants to shout and scream, stop, to run across to him and take him in my arms, to tell him I love you. You silly, silly man, I love you. But instead I stand still, heart cracking. Those little curls on the back of his head bouncing as he steps out of my life forever.
That the fire we both made still burns a little in you. I wrote to you every day. Did my letters find their way? Our memories on my screen, 2 lovers in this mystic dream. Baby, come back to me. Come back to me. Too much time on my phone. Baby, do you still sleep alone? Come back to me. Come back to me. Remember me. Fresh out of black and white movie that you move somewhere far away. Is your number the same as before? I can't ignore the time may have changed your ways. Does my record still hang on your wall? Such a sentimental way to groove. I hope it still touches you. Baby, come back to me. Come back to me. It kills me to see you leave, so I came home and made this beat. Baby, come back to me. Come back to me. Remember me. Fresh out of black and white. Movie on every screen. But would you realize what you meant to me? Or was it mystery? Remember me. Fresh out of black and white. Movie on every screen. But would you realize what
All right, buddy. Welcome back to this Monday edition of the Leadership Plan with your host Ricardi Rice and my correspondent.
Simone Cherie.
Jazz.
Okay, once again, Simone comes up with the weirdest questions that most of us go through life like, you know, for her it's a big deal. So what's your
I'm
question?
curious about lending. I want to know if people and how people treat lending money. Do they give friends money when friends are in need? Does it have to be family? Have you ever been burned before? Have you ever had to ask for a loan and very much appreciated someone's generosity? So basically, it's like how generous are you? And this actually came from a specific story. There was a friend who lent another friend $100. This was the background. And that $100 was not paid back. The friend basically just dodged them, ghosted them, didn't answer their call. And it ended up ending a friendship. And some people said, well, it's more about the avoidance, the fact that you avoided me and acted like you didn't know me. And other people said, it's just $100 that's enough to ruin a friendship over. So it's just...
I think it's both.
Yeah, it's
The
both.
fact that you didn't give me my 100. But again, my 100, not 100, my 100.
Okay.
But the reality is, the rule is you don't lend money. My daddy always told me you don't lend money that you can't afford to not get back. So I'm not giving you money that's going to really hurt me if you don't, because you may not pay it back. It's just a safety precaution. So I'll let you borrow. Me and my siblings, shouts out to Cash App, because it's the easiest way to just give people money.
Zelle direct.
No.
Yeah, but you
I
have
like
to have
Cash App.
like a bank account to do that.
Yeah.
And Cash
Because I
App,
have
you can
Zelle.
send
I
Bitcoin.
use it for to pay my brother, but Cash App is very easy because me and my siblings, especially my sisters, will be like, "Oh, you got $10? Yeah, I got $10. Cash App, we got it."
Don't come
But
for me that chance.
outside of that,
Yeah. But here's the thing. My wife said this, and I know a lot of people believe. Here's her thing. She doesn't care how much it is or how little it is. She just feels like it's wrong of you to A, avoid me, and B, not pay me, not worry about how much it is for me. Like, we've had one of the best years that we've ever had. And there have been times where I'm like, can you buy me a pair of shoes or something? Like, you just had a great quarter. I mean, can I get a pair? But it doesn't matter if it's $5. She feels like, how dare you not pay me? She thinks it's disrespectful not to pay somebody back. She thinks it's really disrespectful to make that person hunt you down. Because she's like, I'm not going to do that. But the fact that you are acting like you didn't owe me any money, she just feels like that's just wrong. Like, you just don't do that. You don't play with, if it's 50 cents, it's my 50 cents. Give me my 50 cents. That's how she feels.
well, I mean, the saddest thing about it is like you will lend somebody money, and they'll say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you money back on Friday." Mm-hmm. Then you don't give it back on Friday. And I'll say for me, you say you ask me for money, which everybody thinks I'm rich. I don't know why. Everybody thinks I'm rich, so I get asked for the most.
Ain't about being poor. But go ahead.
I get asked about the most ungodly amounts of money, and I'm just like, why do you think I have that kind of money just laying around to give you? But I digress. So if I let you borrow $20 and you say I'm gonna give you $20 back on Friday, and I go okay, and like I said, I don't let you borrow any money that I can't live without. So in my head, I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. So Friday comes, you don't call me, you don't say nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm conscious of it, but I don't really think about it. So it's just like, okay, well, Chris didn't call with $20. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's cool, it's whatever. So I'm like, don't worry about it. Let's just go through the weekend. Mm-hmm. I give you grace.
Okay.
So we go through. I give you grace.
Talk
We
to
go
me.
through Friday, Saturday. We get to Sunday. Now we on Monday. Chris ain't called all weekend. We friends on Facebook, so I see you out the bar drinking, hanging out with your friends, spending money. But you hadn't called me to say, hey, player, I'm blah blah blah. Which at this point, there's nothing you gonna say to me except, here's your money, because I see you out here balling out of control. Right. So it's Monday. So now I'm in the awkward position of saying, Chris has been spending money all weekend, and he has not picked up the phone to call me to return my money. So now I'm like, now do I have to pick up the phone and text you? So I text Chris. Chris don't even respond. Now, any other day, Chris would respond like that.
Immediately, yeah.
But now that you owe me money, now you don't want to respond. And lovely social media. I don't have to pick up the phone to know where you at. So rest assured, by Wednesday, now you're responding on Wednesday because it's a whole other pay cycle. So now you got the $20, but you had it this weekend because you was out there balling out of control. Right. But Chris' excuse is going to be, but I didn't pay for the drinks. Yeah. I'm sorry. Thanks social media, I can rewind and say, isn't this you doing this at a strip club? Isn't that you sucking out the bills?
Yeah.
So what we doing?
My friend Deidre said you should pay me back first. Before you pay anybody else back, you should pay me back first with the first dime that you get. Even if it's, and my wife would say, like, installments. She's like, give me installments.
No, I don't want no installments. I didn't install you that 20, so I don't want you not give me $5 every 2 days.
Hit her up. Anyway, I said it now. Her sister hit her up basically saying, let's do something great for grandma, $300. But, instead of us splitting it, why don't you just go ahead and front, we can get this. So she fronted it, right? What's up, sis? We still planning this party. What's going on? Oh, I'm sorry. There's been a lot going on. Let's talk again next month. She's like, hold on. I thought that this money had to be spent immediately to book this thing. I sent you this $300. Is it booked? Is it not booked? That was the whole point. So basically now she's paid for the whole deposit for whatever venue this is going to be at. And she's like, listen, I don't care how hard it is. I don't care if you got to send me $5 a day for the rest of your life. She's like, you should be trying to pay me back.
See, stuff like that I'm not doing. Like, I don't,
right?
No, we're not doing stuff like that.
It's a lot. It's complicated, right? Or
well, and it's siblings. So I've gotten to, because I'm the oldest. So I've gotten to a place at my sister's, because my brother's, he's younger, so he don't really call. He calls for other stuff. But me and my sisters, like, we'll go back and forth. Like, if one, so, they'll get mad at me. So, Leet, the middle girl, Leet, shouts out to my sister Leet. She's pregnant and she's getting ready to have a baby, which I believe is going to be beautiful and we're going to have fun. But Leet has always been the bad money person. So, Leet is not the one you ask for money. And Lee's not the one you really let borrow money because you probably ain't getting it back. Okay. Shawnee, my baby sister, like, she's the good one. So me and Shawnee will exchange monies because we both live here. So Shawnee be like, I need $10. And I'm like, good. And we've got to a place now I don't think about it. I'm like, here you go.
That's my wife's sister's name. That's so weird.
Shawnee?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we was like, here you go. Don't even worry about it. It's all good. And then vice versa. I'm like, well, Shawnee, I need $10. And if we got it, we just don't do it. I called Shawnee the other day. We were having a conversation. And she was like, well, yeah, Leet let me borrow. Wait. You borrowed money from Leet? She was like, yeah, Leet let me borrow $10. Leet let you borrow $10. Leet. She was like, yeah. I was like, wow, that's new. But we have that relationship, so we'll borrow money amongst each other, and half the time we'll just erase the debt because, unless it's a lot of money. But half the time we'll erase the debt because, we just know that either you're going to ask to borrow it later on or we're not going to see it again.
Somebody's going to need
y'all some cool siblings. Me and my brother do not do that.
How old is your brother?
Me and my brother are right behind each other. I'm 21. My brother he turns 19 this year.
Oh, yeah, y'all kids. Now, when we were that age, we didn't let each other borrow money like that. We old. Like, I'm almost 40. Leet's 38. Shawnee's like 36.
But I know siblings who do that.
What?
They let their siblings borrow money.
I mean, y'all did come out the same womb most of the time, so I mean, hey.
We didn't come out the same womb, so maybe that's what it is.
Wait, y'all got different parents?
Mm-hmm. We got the same dad but different moms.
Oh. How close are y'all?
I'm 21. He turns 19 this year.
That's how close are y'all? Not in age, just in general.
That's probably the closest sibling I'm closest to.
How many siblings you got?
I have an older sister on my mom's side and a younger sister on my mom's side, and then I have a younger sister on my dad's side.
I kind of get that. Well, my siblings and I would be more, but see, my brother's 17 years older than me. Jesus. So we wouldn't be so about stuff either.
Wait, it's just two of y'all?
Well, my sister's 15 years older, so it's 15 and 14. Yeah, they're much older than me. So that makes a lot of sense. I feel like if you were really, really close in age, you probably wouldn't play those type of games. But with some distance, I feel like I could get it. I don't know. I feel like I would. I have given money. You know what I mean? I would again, but,
I just tell people I'm broke.
That's just all
I try that. It doesn't work because people see what you do and they assume.
I don't do that.
God has given it back to me. I've never been in a situation where I'm about to be put out because somebody owed me some money. Like, it's never been like that.
I'm not lending you that much money to put me in a position to be put out.
Well,
so
see, but, okay.
You may get 10 or 20, but Anything higher than that, sir, I'm not a bank. Sir, madam, I'm not a bank. We're not doing it. I cannot give you $60 to pay your light bill. We're not doing that.
That's what I've had because people have been in some binds. You know what I'm saying?
But I felt
Fortunately,
bad.
it's never bit me.
But I felt bad because, my daddy, in my family, my daddy is the breadwinner. So anything goes wrong, we call him daddy. And for the longest, I was immature. So we would borrow money from dad, like, well, dad, we'll get back to you. We never do. And he would kind of bring it up, but he really wouldn't. Now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, I really shouldn't be doing that. So I'm like, Dad, if I borrow this, for real, I'm going to give it to you. Because he actually got my student loan for me for my last semester of undergrad. And it was the only loan I could not consolidate that I had to pay on. And it was in his name. So when I didn't pay, they would call him.
Yeah, man.
So it was just like, he called me, he was like, okay, could you please pay? I got it for you. Could you please pay the loan? Now I was like, yeah. And then as I got older, I was like, you know what? This is probably going to mess up his credit. He was nice enough to get this loan for me so I could finish undergrad. So I just got it where it was auto drafted.
Automatically, yeah.
Thank God
That's the
it
best
finally
way.
is paid in full. I got the notice from Navy
hallelujah.
and the other day it's finally paid in full. And I called it. He was like, I actually forgot about it. I know because it was auto draft. They don't have to call you anymore. It was getting paid. That's why you forgot about it. But yeah, it finally got paid. But money gets
can
very...
mess some stuff up.
But like it's about principle too. Like I said, the avoidance part is what makes people mad. Like you owe me $20.
Yeah.
And now you don't answer the phone or text me back.
Right.
We're not doing that. We're not getting down like that. But I digress. All right. So what's left?
So in terms of news that's left, we talked a little bit about entertainment, but there's also stuff that's coming out that I think would be worthwhile. Especially, I really need to pull a list of all the movies that are coming out because I know you've got one that you need to see.
Hellboy.
Right. But
Actually,
Netflix
there's a couple of them.
has a new series coming out called You vs. Wild. It's going to be an interactive series because they had such a good time with Black Mirror Bandersnatch. So in this one, you'll get to kind of decide people's lives, who survives, who dies,
you watch
stuff like that. I didn't, but I love the idea. Like I just love this.
It's corny. Like so, you pick alternate ending.
That was
that
alternate
before?
ending. This is going to be a whole alternate journey. So I'm excited for that. And also, Kevin Hart's Irresponsible premieres tomorrow night on Netflix. And
Okay, so I know Hellboy comes out.
yeah,
Everybody's waiting for the Avengers.
there's more though.
I wonder how Dumbo did. How Dumbo
Well,
did this
Us is still
weekend.
number one, so it couldn't have done that great.
Wait, who's still number one?
Us still number one.
Well, it wasn't. Do you remember Dumbo?
I didn't even watch Dumbo. as a
See,
kid.
that's the problem.
So-
That's the problem.
Do you have any idea what it's
Like
about?
I had it, but it's just like one of those movies. Like I didn't like it enough just to watch it. I can tell you a scene from Dumbo.
I wonder if they put the crows in there.
Oh, well, you know they probably did. I mean, that's a good question though.
I wonder if they put the crows in there because the crows are symbolic of Jim Crow and the way, now that I think about it, the way they were dressed, the way they acted, the things they said to Dumbo. I wonder if they put them in
man.
there, which I highly doubt they did because it'd be controversial.
Nope, they said the crows were too racist to return.
Yeah, they were something. Those crows were something.
Why did they cut the crow? You know why they cut the crows? Those were funny though. Like looking back.
Yeah, like it made the
were really
movie.
funny.
Like it's. Okay. So she's giving us this look.
The movie
No,
was
I'm
really
listening
sad though.
because I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like
So there were these crows in Dumbo who represented colored folk, and they were very racist. And so
Yeah,
it
they
was a
were
good
going
question.
in.
I'd be curious to see what they
Now,
did with
mind you, they were not regular crows. They were like black crows with the hat on, the cigars in their
Cigars.
mouth.
oh, I've seen those
Like,
crows.
it
shucking
was-
and jiving.
Yeah, they
On
literally
Black Twitter.
like.
Carrying on.
Oh god. Here we go.
I have seen
It
those
all
crows.
comes back to Black
it's like
Twitter.
a GIF or something. Yeah, I've seen those.
It all goes back to Black Twitter. Yes, they were quite the characters, but they were you could tell they were African American wise.
So what about the Aladdin remake? Would you see that?
No, I didn't like Aladdin enough when I was a kid to go see that.
We can't ask you nothing else because
We
you're not
really
the normal.
can't.
We can't ask you nothing.
No,
Jesus.
and now I need to hear some stuff that you like, so
We
that
gotta
I know
ask
that this
Shaheed
is
when
We
he
had
knows.
this
just a
conversation
thing.
when Kyle was here. Like I like Toy Story, The Lion.
Not even
King.
Disney stuff, just stuff. Because, you like Toy Story?
Yeah, Toy Story's cool.
Well, Lion King's coming back.
Yeah, I'm going to see that one.
Yes.
Okay. So you're not just totally hateful.
No,
You like some Disney. I'm sorry, I just feel like Disney is so
Aladdin's just not
magical.
one of those movies that I was just watching as a kid.
I just feel like Disney's so magical. Like I just feel like
Maybe
I
that was
would
the
have
thing
gotten
too. I'm not
married there.
I wasn't a Disney kid. Like I had my shows on Disney Channel, but I was more of a Nickelodeon kid.
I mean, that's fine too.
Well, you
No.
know that Once
Nickelodeon
again-
just didn't have films.
Taraji P is coming out with another movie.
What?
That at
Best of
Second
Enemies.
Dating?
Yeah,
Second,
it's
yeah.
like a history piece.
You sound so enthusiastic.
Because I'm just like I get it.
I don't
But
see
the-
the It's like
The
Is the
question
plot
becomes,
big enough?
well, I don't know what the base of this. I saw it, but I didn't really. The question becomes: when we do history pieces as it pertains to African American storylines, are the right people seeing these movies? People like me, we already know this history stuff, but people like Jazz probably don't. But are they the ones going to the movie theaters, or is it just us? Because if it's just us, are we really doing anything? Because the same people who already know history are going to see the movies and support them because we know how important they are.
Well, you never know. I mean, somebody could feel froggy and decide to take their their white family to go watch the film. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, no. But at the same token, when you think about movies like, because Taraji P, I don't think she does well in like movies, but she does well in history pieces. Because Hidden Figures was amazing. I didn't even know that story. So
great.
when I saw it, I was like, wow, I never knew that. So this may be a repeat of that, but I think that's her niche. I think her niche is making movies, timepiece movies. I don't think she's necessarily good in like just movies.
Unpopular opinion, Selma wasn't that good to me.
I never saw Selma. She wasn't in that, was she?
No, it just made me think of Selma.
How we get to
wasn't-
Selma when
I
we were
don't
talking
know.
about
Because
Taraji
we were
P?
just talking about black, history movies and stuff. I just thought of Selma.
Okay, I don't want your opinion because you don't watch anything. So I don't really want your opinion because you don't watch anything to base
I'm
anything
telling
off.
you that Selma wasn't that great to me. Hidden
Well-
Figures was pretty decent though.
Can you explain why?
She probably
It
have a
just
reason.
wasn't good to me.
Told you.
Like it just wasn't good. It didn't catch me.
So we got to work on these adjectives. No, because I want to know, like, because sometimes it's poor acting, and sometimes I can't get past poor acting.
It
Like,
maybe because it's a slow. It just started off very slow, and then it's like if the first 30 minutes or hour, like I should be into it.
So you like Don't Breathe. So you're looking for entertainment value. That's what it is.
So you should go see Marvel movies.
No, I don't like
Sound
superheroes.
What? You're fired. Get out. Get out. Who does not like superhero movies?
Okay, well I
Me.
don't, but
You don't like stuff like that. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Y'all some weirdos.
but I love horror films.
That
I do
movie that-
like movies. I like
So you
food
like Halloween?
and music.
So you like Halloween?
Yeah, it's cool.
Taraji P. Henson in the Benjamin Button movie about the
I have never watched that whole movie. I started and either get bored or find something else to do.
It's long, but it's good.
Yeah, it's
but it's
long.
one of those. It is like a box check. Like it's one of those movies I watch just to say, okay, I need to say that I've seen this. Like I need to go through
I finally did watch The Green Mile though.
Oh, good.
I had never seen that. I finally watched The Green Mile.
What do you think?
It was actually really good.
Good.
Too bad he's dead.
Good.
But that was a really good movie. I was
Wow.
really impressed with that. That was good. I've never seen The Shawshank Redemption.
I was gonna say then you would love The Shawshank Redemption. It was one of my favorite films of all time. Is The Shawshank
Really?
Redemption. Yes. So we're gonna make some more. I'm gonna make some more recommendations for everybody now. You need to watch.
Fine, but did you finish yours that we gave you like some months ago?
Yes, I have.
So you
Although
watch
there's
School
quite
Days?
a lot of hood stuff to get through.
They're cult classics. You are
Yeah,
still African
there
American,
was
ma'am.
Wait,
Some cult
what
classics.
haven't you seen?
Hold
Because we
on.
may be like the
Hold
same.
on.
No, because like I haven't seen a lot of them either. So
Who?
the African American
Well, that's
movies.
not
Is that what you
helping
were
because
talking about?
he turned this down.
Let's see. I've
But he
seen
made this a complexion
Boys in
argument.
the Hood,
Okay, well, you're already ahead of the game, but she had never seen that.
Menace to Society.
That movie was terrible. I don't even like that movie.
Um,
Have you seen Lean on Me?
Yeah,
Okay, so boom.
Thank God. Juice.
yeah. Bits and pieces of Juice.
So you've
Poetic-
seen all of them.
Poetic Justice is dumb, but I've seen it.
Oh, yeah. Then you already light years ahead of this one. She ain't seen none. School Days.
No, I haven't seen. What is School Days?
Oh!
What is School Days?
Y'all are killing me. These
I've
are
never seen
Spike
Friday.
Lee movies. School Days is about
I recently saw
Greek life.
Oh,
so
no.
it's actually really okay. Both of you clowns had better watch School Days. And I mean
talked
before
about
Friday.
This. We've talked
I
about
watched.
this.
I saw Friday not too long ago. I wasn't impressed like how everybody talks about it though.
No, Friday was not that good. I'm saying I want y'all to watch School Days before Friday. Did you ever watch Lean on Me?
Yes, I did watch Lean on Me,
What'd
but
you
I
think?
didn't watch School Days.
Well,
per
fine.
se.
What you think about Lean on Me?
Me faithfully comes on VH1 and MTV.
Because
almost every Saturday.
it's a good movie.
I don't watch
And it's a
School Days.
necessary movie. Okay, now what was
I
your little
believe
list
you.
of recommendations?
Okay, so I was saying Panther, which is from 1995. You need to see Panther.
Wait, that's about the Black Panther movement?
Yes.
Oh, I remember the soundtrack. I still play songs from the soundtrack. When all the girls got together and sang Freedom. Love it.
No. Girls.
Yeah.
No. No, this has Courtney B. Vance in it. It has.
No, I'm saying the soundtrack.
Oh,
There was the song
okay,
when all the
okay.
girls got together and did
Maybe.
the song Freedom.
Maybe. I was gonna say I don't remember that scene. I would know that scene.
Oh, God.
Ooh,
Another really, really good one. Well, so I've seen The Color Purple. I don't know if
I've seen bits and pieces
She's
of
seen
it,
bits and
and we
pieces.
read the book. I want to say
one of the greatest ones of all time. Just getting away from cultural stuff for a second. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You need to see it, Jim Carrey and Kirsten
what's the name of
Dunst. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's Jim Carrey, Kirsten Dunst, Kate Winslet, a few other people. It's a great movie.
That must be one of his newer movies.
It's 2005.
I never heard that. I love Jim
Stay
Carrey.
from 2001 with Ewan McGregor and Ryan Gosling. That's worth seeing. The Virgin Suicides, Kirsten Dunst. That's worth seeing. A lot of my favorite films are not necessarily cultural films, but they're the best films you've ever seen
I
in
like
your
The
life.
Butler.
And I liked Inception. That was like a big budget one, but it was one of my favorite movies.
Is that a good movie? Because I saw that somewhere. I think it was on my Fire Stick, and I said I was going to watch it, but I couldn't remember what it was about.
I'm not even done with it. I'm still in forums debating it.
Oh, what's
Isn't that
on
movie?
the topic? Of,
I'm serious.
You're a
It was
weirdo.
2010.
Isn't that movie like almost 10 years old?
I love movies.
Oh, God, you're
I
weird.
love
what's
movies.
the name
Y'all
of
are
the
two
dude
weirdest
who
people.
played the Birth of a Nation? I like that movie a lot. That was like one of the few
Wow.
movies that when we was talking
I'm
about
happy
slavery
you
and all
liked it.
that, I like The Birth of a Nation.
Okay, well, I didn't watch that, so.
I liked it.
I was kind of done
I
with
did.
slavery movies at that point.
No, I feel like I was too, but that was one I liked. I'm like, I really liked.
So you
The
didn't see
Birth of a
12
Nation.
years?
12 years. Lupita's in that one.
I
That's
think
the one
I
I
did.
couldn't
I
get
think that was
through.
her first film, for real.
I think I watched that one.
That one was too. Yeah, I didn't watch.
I finally finished Django.
I've never seen Django.
You finally finished
I
it?
finally finished it.
Why do you
'cause-
take breaks? You're not supposed to take breaks over the course of
Because,
your
like,
lifetime.
okay, so it's just like with The Walking Dead. I started watching it because it just went far left, and a friend of mine was like, "You need to go back and watch it because they finally did something good in this season." It's so gory and so much fighting. I can only watch it in spurts. Like, I have to be in the mood. To certain types of movies, I have to be in the mood to watch because I can't take all that stuff at one time.
Okay.
Like, there's so much killing and shooting and fighting and zombies running around. I was like, I gotta take a break. I can't watch them consecutively, hour after hour after hour. But if you tell me to watch Ugly Betty, I can watch Ugly Betty for 6 hours on end and
Ugly
just
Betty?
run through it.
Oh, I remember that.
That's
show.
cute. That's really cute.
Ugly Betty, Buffy, Charmed,
What about
My
Jane the
aunt
Virgin?
loves Charmed.
nothing like that.
Really?
Yeah,
What else is in that
Charmed,
little
Buffy,
bucket?
anything
You
that's
watch Housewives?
supernatural.
Oh, Supernatural.
Anything that's supernatural, I'm gonna watch.
See, I don't.
Are you watching the new Sabrina installment?
No, that's too dark. That's
about-
not the Sabrina I know.
Sabrina?
What about-
like,
That's why they
Sabrina
did
the
it.
Teenage Witch, or
Yeah, it's
No,
it's
that
a
new
revamp, but it's
Sabrina.
dark.
It has the same name, but they are night and day.
I
They
gotta
are
watch
nothing
it.
alike.
What about American Horror Story?
I love American Horror Story.
See, that's dark. You don't think that's dark?
No,
You don't think that's dark? Angela, what about the season with the witches? The Wiccan season.
my favorite season
The,
is when I started watching.
the eating the slave.
I expect
baby.
that. That's I
That's not
expected
dark,
that.
but that's not dark.
No, because that's the expectation. When you tell me Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I watched it. I actually
Oh.
have a season of it with the talking cat Salem and the two quirky aunts, not satanic people running around drawing billy goats and the Star of Satan.
I see.
It was too much. No,
I see.
I started watching. I said I would go back later, but it was too much. I just couldn't. No.
I feel you.
But American Horror Story, look, I remember American Horror Story because actually that's when the kids just came to. That's when they all moved in with me, and I will never forget we were in the townhouse upstairs and downstairs, and I saw the commercials for Coven, but I had never watched American Horror Story,
Yeah.
so I was like, wait, Angela Bassett's in this, and there's witches. Oh man, I'm in. Man, I used to
telling you.
scream and run downstairs because it was just. It was so good. Like
Yeah.
and
I
my
can picture
sister,
you running down
I'm
the
telling you,
stairs.
it was so good. My sister brought it for me. She was like, "You just like this too much. Here, I brought this for your birthday." I was like, "Oh my god, I own Coven."
It was good.
And then when they did season 8 last season, and they brought it all because they swore they would never, because they're all not interconnected.
Yeah.
They was like, "Well, yeah, there'd never be another Coven." I guess they finally realized they needed to, so they brought
These
it
people
all
were
full
dying for
circle.
it.
Oh my god, season 8 gave me life. The first 2 episodes were terrible, but everything after that,
Okay, so now I'm gonna watch it.
it
Now
brought
I'll
me
watch
so
it.
much joy.
Do you watch Shameless?
No,
Shameless is you have to watch. I'm
isn't
sorry.
that about some low
no,
budget?
No, it's
people?
not. You would no. And with
I
your
didn't
sense of
say what I
humor,
wanted to say.
If you like racial humor, if you can laugh at like people's misfortunes,
Wait,
which you
is
do
it-
constantly, you would love
Wait,
Shameless.
what?
You would love Shameless.
You just make it sound like I'm
lots of
some rich
economic
person who
humor.
just laughs at homeless people when I walk down
No,
the
I
street.
think you tend to laugh at people's misfortune. I think
Really?
you're bougie, so I think you would like it. It is. It's very racial humor and it's economic humor.
This was the
100%.
person that loves the millionaires of the world feel like they should run the world and run politics.
I find it funny. I can laugh at stuff. I can laugh without being sensitive about it. You know what I mean? And
Wait.
it's good.
Is this show? I feel like it looks something like My Name Is Not Earl, or My Name Is Earl, whatever. Is it something like that?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
But
well,
I wouldn't know. But it's funny. It's comedy. It's not.
what is it
heavy.
about?
So 6 kids who basically have to raise themselves. So they've got a dad who's on all kinds of pills and drugs and issues. He
Is
comes
that the
in
older
and
white
out.
guy?
Yeah, William Macy. But they basically have to raise themselves. They go through things. One's adopted. He's black. The mom was on some stuff too, so they don't know each other's parents. They're just basically trying to navigate Southside Chicago, being broke, sometimes stealing, sometimes not, sometimes working, sometimes not. But it's funny.
And you like this?
It's hilarious. Yeah, man.
You watch this too?
It's good.
No, I watch things like House Hunters.
What is that?
House Hunters. Oh my gosh, HGTV.
Yeah, you already lost me right there. When you said that, you lost me. I don't watch
The Home and
HGTV.
Garden Channel.
I don't watch. That's what that stands for.
Yes.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh well, everybody, I learned something new today. I never knew what
Property
HGTV stood up.
Brothers.
I don't watch any of that crap. I
Sell
don't.
it or list it.
Love it or listed, isn't it?
I think it's sell it or list it. Or
I almost thought you said Love and
That's
Hip Hop.
the most-
That's something I get into, Love and Hip Hop.
No,
But okay.
whoa.
Oh, that I stopped watching that years ago.
They were at the job Saturday actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, they shoot at Andretti's often.
I think Jocelyn's funny. I think she's good TV.
Okay,
but
first
I
of all,
don't watch
Jocelyn's
it.
been gone for like 3 seasons.
I'm just talking about her in general.
Well, I almost got excited because they were there celebrating Scrappy and Bam's child's birthday. And I think Erica's.
Birthday.
Yeah, I think.
That
This
baby-
reality TV.
Scrappy and
Man.
that little boy is already one.
I get somebody's birthday. I think it was his. I don't know
I
somebody's
could have
birthday.
sworn baby just had that baby.
Look, it was somebody's birthday. Don't stop me lying.
You don't feel
But-
yourself getting slow?
What?
Like watching Black Ink Crew or Love and Hip. You don't feel like your mind actually getting slower?
I don't watch Black.
I feel like
Actors.
if I watch the Kardashians, I feel like if I watch any reality TV show, I just feel myself.
That's because you're
stupid.
slightly dramatic. No, that's because you're slightly dramatic. I actually like Love and Hip Hop because when I had my nonprofit, I saw these kids go through this stuff. So I appreciate it because it really does depict how Atlanta life is. Like the industry is that cutthroat. So the stuff they be doing, it's actually legitimate stuff. So that's why I kind of respect it. Plus I kind of like Rashida because secretly I feel like we can. But I love Rashida. Now that they've added Faith Evans because she's married to Stevie J, I love Faith Evans. So I was actually hoping she'd show up that night, but she didn't come. And neither did Rashida. So I was like, oh, okay, well. Okay. But that's why I like it. Black Ink Crew, actually, I don't know why I like Black Ink Crew, but I actually had them
Listen, my
at the
wife-
job.
Married
My
to
wife kind of
Medicine?
likes that.
No.
I like Married to Medicine and Real
I don't
Housewives of
understand. I don't understand Married to Medicine.
Potomac, the bougie people up in DC.
Atlanta's not bougie.
Maryland.
No, these women on a whole different level. Like they're bougie. Like they
So
come
you never
from
watched
money.
the New Jerseys or the California or the
God,
Beverly
no.
Hills? You just the Atlanta.
Atlanta's
Atlanta.
boring.
You're
They're
so
lame. I've been
this
watching
is
it
so
just to
yeah,
watch it. But
this
Potomac,
season is boring, but
no, they've been
typically.
boring since season 7. Season 7 was iconic.
they're not landmarks in my mind, so I don't know what happened in
Season
season
7
7.
was iconic. We just had a great cast, and it was drama with a nice. Bit
Is that
of
the one with
shade.
Phaedra talking about the dungeon and all kind of
No,
foolishness?
that was season 9.
I'm mad you know this stuff, but okay.
Right.
I'm mad
You know this.
stuff.
You
I-
can remember all
Okay,
this. Which
I'm
seasons and
concerned. I
stuff?
don't know if I should be impressed or concerned. But all right, so that wraps another Monday show where we was kind of rambling today, which is kind of fun and kind of cool. Jazz got a kick out of it, so that's all that really matters. So we'll see you guys on Friday, same time, same place, on the Leadership Blend with your host, Ricardo D. Rice.